You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Metro police are working to locate a teenager accused in a deadly shooting in Midtown over the weekend. We've got the very latest in the investigation and the search efforts. Also now on Fox 17 News this morning, assaulting a law enforcement officer could come with even harsher penalties. We're going to tell you what you need to know about the Back the Blue Act. And a shocking sight in Antioch as an apartment goes up in flames. We're going to tell you what we know about this fire so far. Thank you for joining us here on Fox 17 News this morning. It's a Tuesday morning, April the 23rd. I'm Justin McFarland. We're going to begin this morning with a breaking news update involving Metro Police. They have now identified a suspect in a weekend shooting that left one man dead and another person hurt. They say the whole thing happened in an alley between Haynes and Church Street in downtown Nashville around 2:30 a.m. on Saturday. We now know that detectives are looking for this young man right here, 19 years old, Adrian Cameron Jr. We're also learning that Cameron was already out on bond for the September 2021 murder of Josh Evans. Now, as a part of that bond condition, Cameron was wearing an ankle monitor. Police say data from that monitor shows it was cut off shortly after Saturday's shooting. Anyone with information about where he may be is asked to contact Crime Stoppers. An update this morning after fire rips through an apartment complex. This is cell phone video of that particular fire shot by Zumdi Mendoza. It shows the flames coming out of the window and the roof in at least one apartment complex there on Gastonberry Road. That's very close to the Dawson area near the airport. Fire crews got that fire under control fairly quickly. So far, there's no word yet on exactly how many people have been displaced because of that fire. You can see the flames shooting out there. We'll continue to follow the story both on air and online at fox17.com. Well, facing harsher punishment, House Bill 1881 made its way through the House floor just yesterday. That bill would create more consequences to assaulting law enforcement officers. Now, the punishment would range from misdemeanor to felony. Offenders would serve a mandatory 60-day sentence and get a $10,000 fine. If approved by the Senate and signed by the governor, the bill would take effect coming up on July the 1st. Let's get to your forecast. Greg Bubba is standing by with your Tuesday morning.
And here a little bit warmer than yesterday morning, enough to not cause any frost. Now, still chilly. It's not by any means extremely comfortable. We can handle it, though. Not worried about anything when it comes to the plants. We're just warm enough. We'll take a look at our 24-hour temperature change. What's new this morning? We're seasonal, meaning our temperatures this afternoon will be back in toward the 70s. Highs back near normal. A few weak showers tonight can't be ruled out. And that's not going to be anything significant, not even a clap of thunder. Most of us don't even get any rain. But we're going to keep Code Red all clear. Just a little bit chilly, as I mentioned, just to kick off the day. We're at 44, not bad in Nashville, but you get away from Nashville, and you'll see our current temps. I want to show you this. This is why we don't have frost developing this morning. We're only a handful of degrees warmer than yesterday, but that's enough to not get down quite cold enough. 41 in Columbia, 36 in Tullahoma, 37 in McMinnville, and 42 degrees up in Gallatin. Forecast temperature's going to drop us a few more clicks, but not all that bad. Metro Center showing us a clear sky, and maybe you're going to get up nice and early, get a little breakfast, get that cup of coffee, and then get the golf game going. Never too early to start planning, especially if you're going to have one of those earlier tee times. You'll be in the 40s before we hit 8 o'clock, but 9 o'clock, 56. Noon, 70 degrees and 75 degrees at 3 p.m. Looking great all day long. 70s today, tomorrow, and Thursday. 80s Friday into Saturday and Sunday. I have changed some outlooks when it comes to rain on Saturday. That's coming your way in 5 minutes.
Stay clear traffic out there for you at 404. Quick look here at I-24 at Almaville Road. Now, this is a crash that happened around 10 o'clock last night, but crews have been on the scene all night long dealing with this. Again, this is going to be I-24 as you make that drive out through the Smyrna area there in Rutherford County. They've got one lane, actually two lanes closed in that area. It's been out there and it will remain out there until they get it done. This is just off of the exit It's affecting the eastbound lane, so this is affecting those leaving Nashville, leaving Antioch, going towards Murfreesboro, the city of Murfreesboro. That is where this is going to be. You're going to run into that in the city of Smyrna. Here it is on a map there. Not causing big backups right now. We'll let you know when it completely clears. In this morning's Crisis in the Classroom, Governor Bill Lee is now confirming that the Tennessee school voucher bill is going to be dead for this particular session. Governor Lee, who made this particular bill one of his top priorities for the session, says he's extremely disappointed in this. Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar joins us live this morning with reaction from lawmakers and whether or not they could be called back for a special session just to deal with this.
Good morning, Justin. Democrats tell Fox 17 News that they just feel that this is a win for Tennessee families and public education, while some Republicans say that they are disappointed after spending countless hours trying to work out a deal. Behind me here at the Capitol, there were months of Republican infighting where they just couldn't agree on the language of the bill. This included Senator Todd Warner, one of the most vocal Republican opponents of the school voucher bill. Supporters of the bill say it would have given Tennessee families more of a choice, using taxpayer money to help cover private school tuition. There were three versions of the bill, the governor's, House, and Senate, and all three parties couldn't reach an agreement by the end of the session. Fox 17 News reached out to Governor Bill Lee, and he says, "I am extremely disappointed for families who will have to wait yet another year for the freedom to choose or right education for their child." Lawmakers on both sides of the aisle react.
Well, the Senate had a simpler version of the bill, more closely aligned with what the governor originally proposed. The House wanted to address some other issues relative to public education, traditional public schools, and some of those were good ideas, but some of those the Senate was not comfortable with.
This voucher scam would have been a major blow to public education, and so this is more about a win for Tennessee families than a loss for Governor Bill Lee or this Republican supermajority.
Governor Bill Lee plans to reintroduce this bill for the next session, hoping to garner more support. And at this time, he hasn't commented if there will be a special session. Reporting live in front of the Capitol, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
All right, Karen, thank you so much. Well, Clarksville police are piecing together information after a man was found shot to death in a Walmart parking lot. We're going to tell you what the investigation has revealed so far. And strong statements from both sides.
How did we get here? And what's being done to fix these issues? Watch Crisis in the Classroom only on Fox 17 News.
4:10 is the time. New information this morning after a man was found dead in a Walmart parking lot on Monday morning. When the Clarksville Police Department arrived at the scene, they say that man was unresponsive in his car. After an investigation, it's believed that it could have been due to some type of medical issue. No foul play, no shooting, no stabbing, nothing like that. There's still an ongoing investigation at this point. In politics this morning, State Representative Justin Jones has until tomorrow to outline his arguments for trying to keep his name on the August ballot. Now, some of the signatures on the Nashville lawmakers' qualifying petition are being challenged right now, and Representative Jones has no room for error. 25 signatures from people in his district are required. He got 26. One of them has already been disqualified, and 10 others are being challenged. Now, the Metro Election Commission met in a very special session to get the process moving forward again.
They have until this Wednesday to get their first set of documents back to me so that I can share with both parties and you. So we're on a very tight timeline here.
Well, the commission will hear all the evidence at its next meeting that's coming up on May the 2nd, and then they will vote that day on Jones's petition. The August primary ballot will be set the next day on May the 3rd. Well, you can always be in the know by downloading our free app. You can get the very latest news at your fingertips. You can get it by scanning that QR code right there on your screen with your phone. And that is how you can stay up to date with information happening here in the Mid-State. Student protesters are capturing the attention of many people across the nation as the war between Israel and Hamas extends beyond the 6-month period. Now, this morning, President Biden is weighing in on some of those protests.
Do you condemn the anti-Semitic protests on college campuses?
I condemn the anti-Semitic protests. That's why I've set up a program to deal with that.
At this point, at least 40 people have been arrested on Yale University's campus in response to days of pro-Palestinian protests. This comes as protesters were camping out at the university for a third night in an attempt to urge Yale to take a stand against military weapons manufacturers. The protest at Yale University is just one of many that has spread from other Ivy League schools and campuses nationwide.
Coming up in your COVID forecast, we're a little bit better this morning than yesterday. Still a little chilly in the 40s, but we're finally seeing a weekend to warm up, and I have changed rain chances for Saturday into Sunday. That's coming straight your way.
One trial, two
commercials is that in your background said former U.S. Marine. You can trust them. I knew when you'd say something to me, I didn't have to wonder if you were telling me the truth.
.14 is the time. Live look this morning from Baltimore, Maryland. The city of Baltimore is suing the owner and manager of the ship that crashed into the Francis Scott Key Bridge that happened last month, of course, leading to that bridge's collapse and the death of 6 construction workers. The mayor and the city council filed a claim on Monday. And now, if you want to read more about this story and the very latest developments on that bridge collapse, you can visit our website at fox17.com. Coming up in politics here, both sides came out swinging. That is what one expert is saying after the opening statements in the criminal trial of former President Donald Trump. Mr. Trump's legal team said that he's innocent when it comes to the payments to the adult film star Stormy Daniels. Prosecutors say otherwise, though. Fox 17 News' Christine Vazal following that trial in New York.
Thank you very much.
For Donald Trump's legal team, the strategy seemed to be downplay, disparage, and dismiss. In his opening statements, his attorney Todd Blanche characterizing the 34 charges of falsifying records as a, quote, business records violation that Trump himself knew nothing about. Also painting his former attorney Michael Cohen as a proven liar, adding, quote, his entire financial livelihood depends on President Trump's destruction.
It's a 2-part defense for the Trump legal team. It's that you can't trust Michael Cohen, and the former president didn't do anything wrong. This was a little paperwork that he didn't have anything to do with.
Donald Trump himself also once again downplaying the case as politically motivated.
This is done as election interference. Everybody knows it.
Election interference, the center of prosecutors' key arguments, detailing the history of the Access Hollywood tape released just before the 2016 election.
When you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
And alleged hush money payments that followed, including to adult film star Stormy Daniels, for the purpose of hiding the information from voters and therefore influencing the outcome of the election. Prosecutor Matthew Colangelo adding, quote, it was election fraud, pure and simple.
The prosecution have made this a bigger case, not just about financial records, but really as an effort to not publicly disclose information to the public to win an election through illegal means.
But Trump's defenders insist he's innocent and argue the case should never have been brought.
If this was an election interference matter, the federal government should have prosecuted it, and they didn't, or the Federal Election Commission should have gone after it, but they didn't.
Looking ahead, David Pecker is expected to be back in court answering questions on Tuesday. He was granted immunity in exchange for his testimony, which will likely focus on Donald Trump's knowledge of those alleged hush money payments. I'm Christine Frizzell reporting.
Nurses and caretakers will be getting some much needed relief. Vice President Kamala Harris announces brand new rules for nursing home staffing. Now, the new standards will be required as nursing homes that receive Medicare and Medicaid funding, and they have to be adequately staffed. That means every facility with at least 100 residents needs at least 2 to 3 registered nurses in order to be compliant, as well as 10 or more nurses' aides and 2 nursing staffers. Now, Harris says that the new rules will help staff who are dealing with harassment and burnout.
So for the first time, we are establishing, the first time in the history of our country, we are establishing national minimum staffing standards for federally funded nursing homes.
The new rules are set to be implemented in phases, allowing facilities more time to properly prepare for the new requirements. All right, 4:19 is the time coming up here on this Tuesday morning. The question is, where's the weather going from here? Are we going to continue to get warmer and warmer? Greg Bobus has got the answers.
We are. This morning already a little better than yesterday. Still a little chill out there.
Yeah.
But by the afternoon, middle 70s and some sunshine. And then we'll continue to get even warmer into the weekend. Our rain, our showers are going to be very few and far between now and the end of the upcoming weekend. We're at 44 right now in Nashville, very similar to yesterday morning, but everywhere away from downtown. Temperatures are a good 4 or 5 degrees warmer. That means that we have no morning frost that we have to worry about. We're close, but we're not quite going to get there when it comes to temperature dropping just enough. What does the weather mean for traffic this morning? Well, we're not going to be playing the game here when it comes to weather being an influence. We have no fog. We have no frost. We have no rain. Temps in the 30s and 40s. Sunglasses this morning. A little cloud cover creeps in a little later today, though. As far as upcoming rain chances, again, few and far between. There's not going to be a guarantee that the entire weekend stays dry. Most of it will, though. And taking a look at future track, no rain during our daylight hours today. It's all the way through 7 p.m. But 7 o'clock through about 6 a.m. tomorrow. Here's 11 overnight tonight. Into tomorrow morning. Little light grayish green spots there. That means a few really light rain showers, maybe a few areas of some wet pavement to kick off your Wednesday, but that's it. Rest of the day and even your Thursday staying dry so you can still have that window of opportunity to go get that car wash if you want to. Your Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, all 3 days are wash, wash, and wash. Just tonight, watch out for a shower or two as the kids are getting home from school later today. 75 degrees will be your mid to late afternoon temperature. Coming up in the next Check Your Forecast, we will hone in on the weekend specifically, especially Saturday when we have a chance for some showers and storms, but that chance has actually gone down. We'll break it down for you.
Steer clear traffic for you this morning. Let's get you back out to that crash on I-24. This is at Alvaton Road coming through the Smyrna area. This crash has been with us since 10 p.m. last night. Crews out there working en masse. They've got at least 2 lanes shut down. It is not causing big delays right now. It could cause some delays later in the morning. The longer it stays out there, the more problems it could cause. You can see they've got forklifts there on the side of the roads. They try to clear up some of the debris. Again, this is going to be I-24 at Almaville Road. You can see Almaville running right underneath it. That's heading east, so coming out of Antioch, going towards Murfreesboro. That's where this particular crash is, right there at exit 70. You can get by, at least for now. We've got continuing coverage in crisis in the classroom as some Tennesseans are trying to convince state lawmakers not to pass a bill that would let teachers carry guns on campus. Now, the state Senate passed the bill a few weeks ago to allow this. The House has moved it now to today's agenda. This all comes after students organized a protest outside the state capitol. One Covenant school parent says that she is for adding armed officers in schools, but does not want to put that responsibility on teachers.
It's not anti-SRO. I do support armed security in schools. I know some people do not. I personally do. Everyone's been very respectful when I've chatted about it. Senator Bailey did add in some of the things that I had asked him to. He added in a requirement for field training, that a principal would be notified. I do appreciate the receptiveness for that.
As a reminder, this bill would allow teachers the option to be armed. They would need to complete 40 hours of training, as well as undergo a background check and psychological evaluations, as well as other requirements. We'll continue to follow this story as Fox 17 News continues on. Well, coming up, punishing people for sleeping outside. Is homelessness to me?
You guys have been around for such a long time and you have a reputation in the community. The settlement that was, achieved, it's like the start of a new life.
When the homeless are under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back!
Nobody should have to be subject to intimidation, bullying, and live in fear of being punished because they don't have a home.
Well, dozens of homeless advocates let their voice be heard in front of the United States Supreme Court. This is as justices made their decision on whether or not cities can fine or even arrest people for sleeping in public spaces. Now, this comes at a time when city leaders from east to west struggle to manage growing homeless populations. During the Supreme Court arguments, every justice agreed that the homeless problem was serious, but differed on exactly how and who should tackle the problem. The Supreme Court's decision is expected at the end of June. Well, Fox 17 News is digging into the high cost of homelessness for around 3 years now. You can see all of our reporting at fox17.com. Just search homeless.
426, taking a look at your forecast, and as promised, to look at the upcoming weekend. We're going to get there momentarily, but first let's focus on the good of today. 74 degrees, warmer high temperatures, a little seasonable. We'll call it that for today. We should be in the low to mid 70s, and that's right where we're going to end up. Rain, though, possible after sunset later today. Sunset officially for us here, going to be at 7:28. And the entire day going to be great up until then, and even overnight. Not much to worry about. Weekend outlook, even warmer. 82 degrees both days on your Saturday and Sunday. Here's how it's going to work. A stray shower or two is possible, and it will also be breezy on Saturday. A few pop-up storms can't be ruled out for Sunday. The majority of our time is going to be dry, and Saturday morning is looking drier than it did yesterday morning. So the Rock and Roll Marathon shaping up better than it did even 24 hours ago. Our eyes are glued to the weekend. But yes, it will be breezy and warm. You can get the Fox 17 Code Red weather app. You can always track along when it comes to any additional rainfall, which there's not much of this week, but also the big ups and downs morning into afternoon when it comes to hour by hour temperature. You get our numbers right there on your screen.
Clear traffic out there for you this morning. Let's get a good look here at what we're dealing with at I-24 Alvaton Road. We've been watching this for the last 30 minutes or so, but in all reality, it's been with us since 10 p.m. last night. Multi-car crash here as you leave Antioch going towards Murfreesboro. It's right there at the highway, or not Highway 70, but exit 70 for Alvaton Road. This is the same exit you would use to get to the Nissan plant, for those familiar with the Smyrna area. So heads up in that area. You can get by. 2 lanes are open. We're going to continue to follow this story and other things happening with Steer Clear Traffic live and local through 9. A historic vote in Tennessee. We're going to tell you about the vote to unionize the Volkswagen plant and why it's making headlines again this morning, and tell you what happens next. Plus, get ready for the rock and roll. The St. Jude's Rock and Roll running series coming back.
Let's make it happen. At Truist, we believe the same is true for banking.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Well, paying for your child's actions, a proposal that would allow parents to be fined for their child's criminal offenses, is now headed to Governor Bill Lee's desk for his approval. We're going to tell you what parents need to know.
Coming up, a parent reacts to the school voucher bill that was killed in the legislature.
And a live look there, downtown Nashville. We're starting off a few degrees warmer than yesterday, so no frost, and temps around the up and up when we get back to 80 coming up in your Code Red forecast.
Thank you, Greg, and thank you for joining us here on Fox 17 News this morning, 4:30 in the morning here on your Tuesday. I'm Justin McFarland. We are going to begin in Operation Crime and Justice. Murfreesboro police say they are looking for a man who robbed a 7-Eleven store. Take a look here as officers are trying to identify the suspect right there on your screen in that red hoodie. It happened at the newly opened 7-Eleven. They're on Veterans Parkway. Friday morning, they say the man pointed a rifle at staff members demanding money. Then he took off with that cash. You can see him walking around with it right there. Wow. If you have any information about who this is, you're asked to contact your local police department. Boy, the clerks are... this is compelling video to watch as the clerks are doing their very best to keep their cool after this man is pointing that gun at them there at that 7-Eleven in Murfreesboro. Again, this happened on Friday. Wow. Well, making headlines today, the Tennessee House approved a bill that would allow parents to be fined if their child commits 2 criminal offenses. The state Senate already passed this bill. The governor would now need to sign this for it to become fully law. Judges could fine parents or legal guardians up to $1,000. Those who cannot pay could be ordered to perform community service. Supporters are arguing that the proposal is needed to hold families accountable for their children's actions. So we want to hear from you. Do you think parents should be fined for their child's criminal offenses? You can see right there, we've just put that poll up a short time ago. 57% of you say yes, 42% of you say no. If you want to chime in for yourself, you can scan that QR code right there on the side of your screen. You hold up your phone, open up your camera, and it takes you there. Or you can check us out on your X page. You can find us at Fox Nashville. Well, the Supreme Court has agreed to hear a case challenging the Biden administration's limit on ghost guns. These are the mail-ordered gun kits that allows people to assemble guns at their home, and they end up being untraceable. The court would examine whether a regulation imposed in 2022 has now overstepped the federal law. That regulation required manufacturers to have serial numbers on the kits and to keep a record about who purchases them. Several advocacy groups and manufacturers of the kits sued the federal government, claiming that the regulation is illegal. Let's get to Greg Bubas. He's going to get us your Tuesday forecast.
Yeah, let's get up and get moving here on this Tuesday morning. Temperature's still cold enough for a decent coat, but we're not going to have frost anywhere this morning. We're just not quite that cold. We're close, but we're not there. We are heating up for each afternoon. Now we're back to the 70s later on today, and we'll stay in the 70s until we get to Friday. Then we get even warmer. 80s come back for us here. Maybe some rain tonight, and when I say maybe, there will be a few showers that weaken and they will track through. It will be after sunset and before sunrise, and most of it very light in nature. So we're going to be all clear for Code Red. Just watching the warmer temperatures as they rebound from the cool start we had to the week. We're going to end up by the end of the week with temperatures in the mornings that will be in the 60s. Here's a cool front off to our north and west. This will weaken as it moves closer to the Nashville area, and that is what will bring us the possibility of a shower or two overnight tonight. Nothing to write home about, nothing to worry about. Getting the kids to and from school today. First bell, 51 degrees and some sunshine. After school, 75 degrees. A few clouds will creep in. Now, this may impact after school events. Maybe you have a late baseball game or a late game in general under the lights later on today. We'll talk about rain chances coming up in the next check of your forecast.
Steer clear traffic for you this morning. Let's take a quick look at what we've got going on out there. We're going to get started here at I-24 Almaville Road. This is in Smyrna. This is as you make your way out of Antioch towards Murfreesboro. We've got a huge crash there, and you can see crews have been out there with forklifts and everything else trying to clear that debris. This crash has been with us since 10 o'clock last night. It is the biggest thing we've got going on the interstates right now. Everything else pretty clear. At 65 Trinity Lane on the north side, looking pretty good there as you make your way in from that north side of downtown. In this morning's crisis in the classroom, Tennessee Governor Bill Lee is his signature proposal for statewide school voucher programs is not going to move forward this year. Governor Lee is acknowledging he is not very happy about this. Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar joining us live with an update about what happens next and how the community is reacting.
Good morning, Justin. Well, I spoke to a parent who her children go to Rutherford County schools, and it's the question that every parent has. Where do I send my children to school? Those in support of the school voucher bill say that they just wanted choice, while others say that the school voucher program would have taken away funding for public schools. Behind me here at the Capitol, there was a back and forth between lawmakers on the language of the bill, but Governor Bill Lee ultimately accepted defeat and the bill is now dead. Angela Wynn, a parent whose children goes to Rutherford County schools, tells me she is glad the bill is dead and hopes it doesn't return. Supporters of the bill say it would have given Tennessee families more of a choice, using taxpayer money to help cover private school tuition. There were three versions of the bill, the governor's, House, and Senate, and all three parties couldn't reach an agreement by the end of this session. Fox 17 News reached out to Governor Bill Lee, and he says, "I am extremely disappointed for families who will have to wait yet another year for the freedom to choose their right education for their child." Angela Nguyen reacts.
I understand Governor Lee is disappointed because this is not the outcome that he wanted, but what he needs to understand is this is the outcome that parents and students and teachers wanted, and they all made their voices heard.
But again, some parents did want this school voucher bill to pass to be able to have the choice to send their kids to private schools. And of course, they are disappointed. Governor Bill Lee says that he plans to introduce this bill for the next session, and he hasn't commented if he will hold a special session. Reporting live in front of the Capitol, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Crisis in the Classroom is Fox 17 News' commitment to exposing problems in our school system and finding solutions. If you have a story that you think we should be working on, we're asking that you send us an email. You can send us an email at news@fox17.com, or you can call our tip line, leave us a message, 615-266-4149. Well, the journey to create the East Bank Development Authority. We're going to tell you why it's now one step closer to becoming a reality. Thanks for watching Fox 17 News this morning. We're live and local with you all the way through 9. We've got your latest traffic updates.
Smart talk, smart, smart. You are smart, smarty pants.
You got to unleash the power.
Woo!
Weeknights at 5 on Fox 17.
.440 is the time. Go ahead and get your calendar ready to go. On your mark, get set, go! Lace up those sneakers as the St. Jude's Rock and Roll Series is now coming back to Nashville. Fox 17 News photojournalist Kevin Mumphrey on the scene down there as the race will be taking place on April 25th through the 28th. The St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital is the official benefiting charity and the partner of the St. Jude's Rock and Roll Series. Again, you're taking a live look down there on Broadway, where they will be taking off and running this huge race coming up here again in just a few days. April 25th, they're going to have a series of events. They typically also have a bit of a fair. If you're not sure exactly what kind of shoes you need for running, you can either see Erica, who will be with us later. She can give you expert advice on that. Or you can visit some of the people down there, the vendors. They can actually fit your foot for the right shoe and all of that. Again, that's all happening here in Music City coming up here this weekend. There's also going to be a lot of street closures involved with that as well. We're going to give you the updates on that a little later in the morning.
I'm going to assume that my loafers are not going to cut it.
No, you don't. No, you don't want to do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, trust the professionals. Taking a look here. I have a forecast for you that I just cooked up for you that we'll see in about 6 minutes. Right now, go look out your window. Beautiful full moon here. It's going to peak later on this evening into tonight, but tonight a little cloudier. Right now, it looks gorgeous. This is the April full moon. It's the pink moon. And yes, this is the first full moon since the full eclipse we had earlier this month. Tonight's the best night to view it. The next two a little on the cloudier side. Temperature's still cold, but not like they were yesterday to the point where we're worried about frost. Actually, warmer air moving in. This afternoon, we'll take it from the 40s right now to the middle 70s later on. Not a bad day, but clouds will increase late this afternoon. Taking a look at the forecast going forward for lunchtime. Where do we head? How do we get there? We warm up real quickly once again. 66 degrees at 11 o'clock, 70 at noon, 72 at 1 p.m. Nothing slowing you down until after sunset. A few isolated showers move in. We're going to track them for you coming up in the next Look at Your Code Red forecast.
Well, also happening here this morning, there's a bill to create an East Bank Development Authority, and now it's one step closer to passing. The Tennessee Senate passed Bill 2968 yesterday. That bill creates an oversight board for Nashville's East Bank Development Project. Now, according to the bill, the board would have the power to acquire, develop, and improve, as well as maintain all projects connected to the East Bank development. The bill is now headed to the State House. Also coming up, we've got the very latest on your steer clear traffic. That's I-24 and Alvaville Road, where we've had a mess all night long. We've got the very latest details on that.
TikTok vows to fight back as Congress nears.
Mr. Stone, how about Black Pearl Leather? Very popular, 15% off with this ad. Slide on down to Eurostone, come see these deals. 805 Northwest Broad Street. Come and see me, baby.
In international news, there's a bipartisan delegation of Congress that met with the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky that happened in Kyiv on Monday. The visit followed the House vote to approve $61 billion in military aid for Ukraine.
My hope is that President Biden will use the funds and the authorities of this latest supplemental bill to quickly give Ukraine the weapons that it needs.
The aid to Ukraine was part of a $95 billion foreign aid package that also includes funding for Israel and other U.S. allies. The vote came during a very rare session with both Republicans and Democrats voting to pass a bill. How about that? The legislation has gone to the Senate, where it is expected to pass. President Biden has already said he is ready to sign it. Well, the country known as the Hermit Kingdom has crawled out onto the international stage yet again for more attention. North Korea says that it has tested what it's calling a super large cruise missile warhead. Now, the new anti-aircraft missile in western coastal areas is where they're testing this. Experts say the test could provoke more tensions with South Korea as well as Japan and the United States. North Korea says its tests were regular military developments, and there's no need to worry about it. As a result, South Korea, Japan, and the United States have responded with expanding military training and making sure their defensive capabilities are very sharp. Well, the Senate is expected to pass a package on foreign aid. It also includes a measure to force TikTok's current Chinese parent company to sell the social media site or be banned in the United States. Fox 17 News' Ultra Anashar explains exactly how this would work and how TikTok is planning to fight back.
This time next year, Americans on TikTok may be a thing of the past.
The bill is passed without objection.
On Saturday, when the House passed a bill to force Beijing-based ByteDance to sell TikTok, an eventual ban of the popular app started to look inevitable.
The idea that we would give the Communist Party this much of a propaganda tool, as well as the ability to scrape 170 million Americans' personal data, it is a national security risk.
ByteDance does not want to sell, and even if it did, China has indicated it would not allow it. Export controls allow its government to prevent the sale of TikTok's algorithm. TikTok, which is headquartered in Los Angeles and Singapore, plans to fight back. In an internal memo to staff, the company said if the bill becomes law, they would challenge it in court. It's likely they'd argue the same thing they have in public, that a ban violates the First Amendment.
We're spending $2 billion to make sure that we're keeping TikTok safe. We have a U.S.-led team.
TikTok executives trying to counter Washington's narrative.
We have not been asked for any data by the Chinese government, and we have never provided it.
But according to recent reporting, during meetings with congressional staff, Chinese embassy officials sought to claim the company as Chinese.
The Senate will start voting on this as soon as Tuesday, and it is expected to pass. The president says he supports the text and is eager to sign it into law. Then the countdown on TikTok's presence in the U.S. begins.
ByteDance would have 9 months to sell TikTok to a buyer that is not controlled by a foreign adversary. The president could then grant a 3-month extension if a viable sale isn't yet finalized. Some of the 170 million Americans on TikTok aren't shy about what they think.
This is going to be the reason why I hate the federal government.
Like, the government can take away a literal app on our phones, and we're supposed to believe we're free?
The timing of the expected law gives its supporters some cover. Its ultimate result wouldn't be clear until after the November election. On Capitol Hill, I'm Atrel Nishar reporting.
Have not heard the last of that, that is for sure. All right, let's get to your forecast for today. Greg Boba standing by. Greg, how warm are we talking today?
We are talking mid-70s later on this afternoon.
Ooh,
so
nice.
Just get through 7 o'clock, and we are golden for the afternoon. And everyone's been asking, what does the weekend look like? Now, we're getting a little more of a handle on it, and every day we're going to get a little closer. Here's what Saturday does look like for the morning for the St. Jude Rock and Roll Marathon. Mild morning, 68 degrees at 7 o'clock, 72 at 10. We've pushed pushed rain back a little bit more toward the afternoon, so mainly dry. Not a guarantee we're dry, but it will be breezy for sure. The wind out of the south at about 10 to 20 miles per hour, and we'll be up near 80 degrees by 12 o'clock. So that's what things are looking at right now, and there'll be a few subtle tweaks to the forecast here and there throughout the rest of this week, but it looks better than it did yesterday. So does this number. 44 degrees right now in Nashville. Not many 30s on the map this morning, which is good news. There are a couple of them that have crept in here out toward the plateau, but nothing that is going to give us any frost this morning. 41 in Murfreesboro, 37 in McMinnville, though, in Clarksville, and 41 in Lewisburg. Once the sun comes up, just after 6:15-ish or right around there, an hour or two later, temps are back into the 50s and then 60s before we even get to lunchtime. Let's talk tonight. If you have any plans early on this evening, you're okay. But after 7 o'clock, especially through southern Kentucky, 7 to 10 o'clock, the chance for a few showers move in. And then overnight, weakening rain tracks through middle Tennessee. Nothing to write home about. Most of it's done by the time the sun rises tomorrow. And then we get some sunshine for the afternoon. So what to wear today? I would say at least this morning, a sweater, decent jacket. But we'll be back to t-shirt weather later on this afternoon with temperatures that will make it into the 70s. And then we'll stay there for Wednesday and Thursday. 80s return by Friday into Saturday and Sunday. But as I mentioned, rain chances have gone down for the upcoming weekend.
Steer clear traffic out there for you this morning at 4:51. Quick look here at I-24 Almaville Road. We've been watching this throughout the morning. That is where we have got a tractor trailer involved in a crash that happened at 10 p.m. last night. Crews have been working on it since then. 2 lanes are open, so you can get by. This is, again, right there at exit 70 for I-24 as you make your way out of Antioch towards Murfreesboro. That's where you're going to find this. We're going to continue to follow things for you, let you know what else we find with Steer Clear Traffic live and local with you through 9. We've got continuing coverage of the unionization of the Chattanooga Volkswagen plant. Leaders for the UAW are now dealing with next steps, as the UAW region director, Tim Smith, is explaining to us.
Every worker in that plant will have an opportunity to fill out a survey. What do they want to see changed? You know, it could be attendance policies, wages and benefits, vacation. It could be a variety.
Next up, Smith says he will be working with leaders to elect an election committee. Smith says it will be a while before collective bargaining actually begins. When that time comes, a survey will go out to Volkswagen employees. Or do you want to get away? There's a brand new nonstop service to Texas from Tennessee, and it's all coming from Frontier Airlines. The airlines launched a brand new nonstop service from Nashville International to the Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport. This happened on Sunday. Now, Frontier expects the nonstop flights to Dallas to be offered 4 times a week, but the frequency and times of the flights are all subject to change. To celebrate the new nonstop service, Frontier is offering flights as low as $29 one way. Let's talk about Delta. Delta workers are getting another raise. The airline raised staff pay by 5% a year ago, and they say they're doing it again. The pay increase kicks off on June the 1st. It applies to flight attendants, ground handlers, mechanics, and some office workers, among others. It does not apply to pilots, who are, of course, in a union and ratified a contract last year for really big pay hikes. Well, looking ahead, Fox 17 is working to gather more information about a fire that ruined an apartment complex close to Nashville International Airport. We're going to tell you what we know so far. Nashville SC returns to Geodis Park coming up here on April 27th. That is this coming Saturday. They're going to host the San Jose Earthquakes. Game takes place at 7:30. The match will celebrate the club's Greener Goals effort, which is a major soccer-wide initiative that
Nothing beats Allegra. It's the fastest, non-drowsy 24-hour allergy relief. Live your greatness.
4:57 live look there in downtown Nashville, Tennessee. You can see they've got empty streets there. There's also a projection up there on Bridgestone Arena. If you can look there towards the top, they've got the Go Preds logo up there as the Preds get set for Game 2 of their series against Vancouver coming up tonight out there in Vancouver. Then the Preds will return home for Games 3 and 4. It would be helpful if the Preds can get a win tonight, tie the series up at 1. We'll see. What's happening today, it's something to do with your furry friend. The Metro Water Services as well as Metro Parks are excited to announce the opening of a brand new Central Dog Park. This is happening over in Salem Town. Now, they're inviting you to come out and celebrate. It's going to be a very special ribbon cutting taking place at 10 o'clock this morning. Nashville Mayor Freddie O'Connell will also be there. The information is right there on your screen, happening over there at 1616 3rd Avenue North, across from the Morgan Park, for that brand new dog park there in Salem Town.
Couldn't ask for a better afternoon for a dog walk either. So, I mean, that's everything lining up perfectly here in your forecast. Taking a look at everything going our way for the next couple of days. Afternoons look good. So still good to get your lawn mowed right now. I will tell you that the weekend will also be nice for it, but it's going to be warmer. If you want to do it while it's tolerable outside, I would pick one of the next 3 days. We're still yes, yes, and yes. Maybe a shower late today. And when I talk late, I mean like after sunset. So that means that tomorrow morning we'll have a little wet grass, we'll have some wet pavement. But by the afternoon hours, we're right back to a great day for the rest of your Wednesday and into your Thursday. Weekend outlook. What are we looking at? Broad strokes here. Temperature warm and a little bit breezy. 82 degrees your temperature on Saturday and Sunday. So back to back, very similar days. Breezy for both, wind gusts up to 25 miles per hour. So you'll notice it, but it's out of the south, helping to bring in all that warm air. A stray shower in the afternoon on Saturday can't be ruled out. And then on Sunday, a stray pop-up thunderstorm in the afternoon cannot be ruled out.
Steer clear traffic at 459. Quick look outside there at I-24 Almaville Road. This is coming out of Smyrna, headed towards Murfreesboro. We have got that crash sitting there on the shoulder. Been with us since 10 o'clock last night. You can see the leftovers of a crashed up tractor trailer there and a very messy crash that took place. No need to steer clear at this particular moment. You can get by. It is not causing big backups. We'll continue to watch it for you and let you know when it does start to cause problems. Looking ahead, coming up on Thursday, Fox 17 News at 9, we'll be tackling an issue that's putting all of us at safety risk. Violent criminals released on low or no bond, some of them going right back out there to commit even more crimes. Let's introduce you to one right. Criminal history is out on bond in Rutherford County and is now being accused of opening fire at a very busy Nashville restaurant on Easter Sunday. One person died in that gunfire. Experts say this is just one of many examples happening here in Tennessee.
He was a felon. He was carrying a weapon. He had a long criminal history. Why are we letting him back out on the street? Because that's his job. His job is violence, addiction, chaos, and victimization. That's his job.
Thursday night, Dennis Ferrier begins to paint a very startling picture with example after an example about how the system is failing the public. That's coming up on Fox 17 News, coming up on Thursday. Our 5 o'clock hour starts right now.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Metro Police are working to track down a teenager accused of a deadly Midtown shooting. We're going to update you regarding search efforts.
And coming to a halt, Governor Bill Lee pushed for universal school choice. Fox 17 News is going to take a closer look as to why the Tennessee school voucher bill is now dead for this session.
And the forecast here, dry for right now and also a little bit warmer, a big warming trend toward your weekend. And I've changed rain timing as well.
Thank you so much for joining us here on a Tuesday morning for Fox 17 News. I'm Erica Glover.
I'm Jennifer Waddell. Glad to be your live local news source. Always here for you through 9 a.m. Going to get you up, get you out the door where you're going on time. Let's start with our breaking news updates, though, this morning. Here on this Tuesday, Metro Police have now identified a suspect in a weekend shooting that left one man dead and another hurt.
Now, this happened in an alley between Hayes and Church Streets around 2:30 a.m. on Saturday. We are mapping it out for you to give you a better perspective, also showing you this photo. We now know know that detectives are trying to track down this man, 19-year-old Adrian Cameron Jr. We're also learning that he was out on bond for the September of 2021 murder of Josh Evans. As part of a bond condition, Cameron was on an ankle monitor. Police say information from that monitor, though, shows it was cut off shortly after Saturday's shooting.
Anybody with information about Cameron's whereabouts is asked to call Crime Stoppers. By the way, Cameron accused of killing Christopher Cheeks here in Nashville. Also kicking off your Tuesday morning, some of the top headlines you'll want to know about before you walk out the door. We begin with the testimony that is underway in the hush money criminal trial for former President Trump. Jurors hearing opening statements just yesterday. Former National Enquirer publisher David Pecker was the first witness for the prosecution. Mr. Trump is charged with 34 felony counts of falsifying business documents. The trial resumes later this morning.
And we're also talking about TikTok. A TikTok executive is vowing legal action if the U.S. bans the popular social media platform as expected. A bill before the Senate today would give its Chinese parent company about 270 days to go ahead and sell the app. Otherwise, it would keep TikTok out of U.S. app stores. Well, the Senate is expected to go ahead and pass the legislation as early as tomorrow.
And the city of Baltimore is now suing the owner and manager of the ship that crashed into the Francis Scott Key Bridge last month. The mayor and city council filing the claim just yesterday. It accuses the ship's owners of providing the vessel with an incompetent crew. The city is asking for unspecified damages from both companies.
All right, 5:03 is the time. I want to check in with Greg because I want to go strawberry picking this afternoon. Oh.
Are you going to share with the rest of the crew when you get in tomorrow?
Can't make any promises.
That's fair. No, great day for it, honestly. Today better than yesterday. We actually talked about it yesterday. This is a great pick for it. Back to the 70s here. Seasonable temperatures later on this afternoon. We're kind of right where we're supposed to be. Chilly morning this morning, but no frost. Back near normal this afternoon. A few weak showers overnight, but any afternoon activities, and if that is strawberry picking, enjoy the forecast. A little bit of a breeze out of the south. Chilly to start, but only for the next couple of hours. By 9 o'clock, we're already back up near, if not above, the 50-degree mark, because we're a good 5 to 10 degrees warmer than yesterday morning, that even though it feels cold, we don't have to worry about the frost this morning. We're just missing what would have given us a frosty start. 43 degrees in Nashville, 41 in Columbia, 39 in Lawrenceburg, 42 in Linden. What's the difference between now and then, yesterday and today? Yesterday at this time, we were already in the middle to upper 30s, and we had multiple hours worth of that. That allowed our temperature to drop pretty quickly. But look at the 7-day, honestly, there's not much here to complain about. 74 degrees this afternoon, 75 Wednesday and Thursday, low 80s Friday into Saturday and Sunday. That rain chance overnight, we'll look at it on Future Track. We'll also start talking about your weekend, where I have changed the potential for showers and storms.
All right, Greg, thank you very much. Steer clear traffic right now. First and foremost, I want to get out of the way that all in all, your morning commute is looking great. This is the only big problem we are tracking. So if you're getting up this morning and you're heading to the airport, you're looking good. This problem is on I-24 at Almaville Road. This is out in Smyrna. This is what's left of a crash that happened last night. You can see crews are still doing a lot of work here. We'll get a better picture of this once the sun comes up this morning. But again, just some reassurance. Yes, this looks like a mess at I-24 at Almaville Road, but the rest of your morning commute is in the green.
Right now in Crisis in the Classroom, we're digging deeper as Governor Bill Lee's plan to expand the voucher program in schools. It is now dead for the year as state lawmakers could not agree on parts of the bill despite some negotiations.
Yeah, you may remember we talked for weeks about the fact that they had 3 different versions. The governor, making a top priority for this legislature and this session, says he's disappointed.
Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar live at front of the Capitol with more reaction.
Good morning, Jen and Erica. Democrats tell Fox 17 News that this is a big win for Tennessee families and public schools, while Republicans say, some of them, that this just isn't what they were expecting. They are disappointed after spending countless hours trying to work out an agreement. Behind me here at the Capitol, there were months of Republican infighting where they just couldn't agree on the language of the bill. This included Senator Todd Warner, one of the most vocal Republican opponents of the school voucher bill. Supporters of the bill say it would have given Tennessee families more of a choice, using taxpayer money to help cover private school tuition. As you mentioned, there were 3 versions of the bill. It was the governor's, the House, and the Senate. And all 3 parties couldn't reach an agreement by the end of the session. Fox 17 News reached out to Governor Bill Lee, and he says, quote, "I am extremely disappointed for families who will have to wait yet another year for the freedom to choose their right education for their child." Lawmakers on both sides of the aisle react.
Well, the Senate had a simpler version of the bill, more closely aligned with what the governor originally proposed. The House wanted to address some other issues relative to public education, traditional public schools, and some of those were good ideas, but some of those the Senate was not comfortable with.
This voucher scam would have been a major blow to public education, and so this is more about a win for Tennessee families than a loss for Governor Bill Lee or this Republican supermajority.
Governor Bill Lee plans to reintroduce this bill for the next session, and he hopes he will be able to garner more support this time around. Reporting live from the Capitol, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Karen, thank you. Coming up, assaulting a law enforcement officer could come with even harsher penalties. What you need to know about the Back the Blue Act.
And we have Clarksville police right now. Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. Time right now is 5:10, and we have an update now after a fire rips through an apartment complex.
Yeah, we're going to show you some cell phone video right here on your screen. This is shot by Zolmi Mendoza, showing the flames spewing from windows and the roof of at least one apartment complex. This is located over on Glastonbury Road. This is right near the airport. Look at this.
Yeah, this is intense. Fire crews got the fire under control pretty quickly, though. Thank goodness. So far, no word yet on the cause or how many people are now homeless. I mean, you think about it, they can't go back there and stay. The Red Cross does step in cases like this to provide them, temporary shelter. So we'll be following up on that angle of the story. And as we get those updates, we'll bring them to you on air and online.
Just about 5:11, and we do have a new update this morning after a man was found dead in a Walmart parking lot Monday morning. Well, we now know that when Clarksville police arrived at the scene, they say the man was unresponsive in his car.
So an investigation reveals that it's believed to have been some kind of medical issue. Right now, police say they do not suspect foul play, but they're still working to gather more clues so that they can, come to a conclusion and wrap this up and get some closure.
Yeah, so we do want to let you know about this bill facing harsher punishment. House Bill 1881 making its way through the House floor yesterday. This bill would create more severe consequences for assaulting law enforcement officers.
We understand that as it stands now in this bill, the punishment would increase from a misdemeanor to a felony. Offenders would also serve a mandatory 60-day sentence and get slapped with a $10,000 fine. Now, if this is approved by the Senate and if the governor signs off on it, the bill would take effect July 1st.
Coming up in your forecast, temperatures getting warmer and warmer. Right now, you're still in a decent coat, 43 degrees downtown. We'll talk the few small rain chances we have in time I'm out coming up in a few minutes.
And Fox 17 News keeping a very close eye on this incident of
Liberty, liberty, liberty. Ghostbusters Frozen Empire in theaters now.
Welcome back. 5:14 is the time. Right now we're showing you a live look on Lower Broadway. And listen, we know this. There is always something happening here in Music City. In fact, this week, country music superstar Tim McGraw is hitting the stage over at Bridgestone. It's in 2 days. It's April 25th. And this is all a part of his standing room only tour. So we're continuing to update and let you know what's happening all across Music City, including the big rock and roll marathon happening this weekend. So a lot of folks going to be packing right there on Lower Broadway.
5:15 is the time right now. National headlines. Student protests are getting attention nationwide as the Israel-Hamas war continues. This morning, President Biden is weighing in on these protests. Let's listen.
Do you condemn the anti-Semitic protests on college campuses?
I condemn the anti-Semitic protests. That's why I've set up a program to deal with that.
All right, making headlines this morning, all right, with regards to these protests that in many cases have shut down entire city blocks. At Yale, at least 40 people have been arrested at that campus in response to days worth of these intense pro-Palestine protests. This comes as protesters were camping out at Yale for a third night, trying to get Yale to take a stand against military weapons manufacturers. and any support that may be given to Israel. The protest at Yale University, one of many that has spread among Ivy League schools and campuses nationwide, one of the bigger ones being at Columbia in the heart of New York City, where just last week, New York police arrested about 200 people.
When the homeless are under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back!
Nobody should have to be subject to intimidation, bullying, and live in fear of being punished because they don't have a home.
Well, dozens of homeless advocates who you just heard from there gathered in front of the Supreme Court yesterday as justices. They made decisions on whether cities can fine or arrest people for sleeping in public spaces. Big story here, and it does come at a time when city leaders from east to west struggle to manage a growing homeless population. During court arguments, every justice agreed the homeless problem is serious, but they deferred on how and who should tackle this issue. The Supreme Court's decision, though, is expected at the end of June. Now, back here in Middle Tennessee, Fox 17 News, we have been digging into the high cost of homelessness for about 3 years now. If you would like to catch up on our previous reporting, visit fox17.com and search homeless.
Right now at 5:17, we're going to talk with Greg about how your forecast is shaping up here for your Tuesday.
Looking pretty good. I mean, it's still chilly, but it's not quite as cold as yesterday morning. So there's no frost out there. It's still a decent jacket for the next couple of hours. But if you're not leaving the house until after, I would say, 9 o'clock, really long sleeves will get you into the afternoon. And then eventually we're talking 70s later on today. So what does all this mean for getting out on the road in terms of your influence of weather on traffic? Nothing happening here. No frost, no wind, a little chilly, but we don't have any rain and no visibility problems. So we'll just say no worries. Sunglasses again like yesterday, and you'll be set up for success for this one. Getting the kids to school, first bell, 51 degrees. Rain gear is left at home. After school, 75. Warmer than yesterday. A few clouds will build in late afternoon toward the evening, ahead of the possibility of some rain that we'll see tonight. Very light rainfall. Precip chances, the smaller the bar, the smaller the chance for rain. So not much happening here over the next couple of days, but here is today into tonight. We'll stop at 7 p.m. Nothing all day, 7 o'clock through 11. A few showers begin to move in to our northern counties. So if you're out through southern Kentucky and then right along the state line, you'll see a few showers beginning. But look at how these break up as they move through by 7 o'clock tomorrow. A lot of us won't see anything happen, but that's the time frame we've got for any potential rainfall in the forecast. 74 degrees today, 75 tomorrow and Thursday, low 80s on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I've knocked the temperature back just a couple degrees on Saturday, but I've also lowered our chance for showers and storms, and I've shifted the timing. We'll hone in on that for your upcoming weekend coming up and check your forecast in about 6 minutes.
Zero clear traffic for you this morning gets us to I-24 at Almaville Road. This is down there in the Smyrna area as you make that drive out of Nashville going towards Smyrna. You can see several cars packed up over here on the shoulder of the road. They've had a forklift out and about here. This is all to take care of this crash. It's tough to see, but this truck down here has been crushed together. It's been out there since 10 o'clock last night, but this is the biggest issue we're working with. 2 lanes shut down, but 2 lanes are open, so you can get by this morning, not causing that big of a slowdown, at least not yet. We'll continue to follow this and anything else that pops up with Zero Clear Traffic live through 9.
Now to continuing coverage in crisis in the classroom. Some Tennesseans are trying to go ahead and convince our state lawmakers not to pass a bill that will let teachers carry guns on campus.
The Senate did pass the bill a few weeks ago. The House moved it to today's agenda. This all comes after students organized a protest outside of the Capitol saying that they don't want that. Sarah Shoup Newman is a Covenant School parent who says she is for adding armed officers in schools, but she doesn't want to put the responsibility on teachers.
It's not anti-SRO. I do support armed security in schools. I know some people do not. I personally do. Everyone's been very respectful when I've chatted about it. Senator Bailey did add in some of the things that I had asked him to. He added in a requirement for field training that a principal would be notified. I do appreciate the receptiveness for that.
It's going to be another busy day at the Capitol. As a reminder, this bill would allow teachers the option to be armed. They would have to complete 40 hours of training as well as go ahead and undergo background checks and psych evaluations along with other requirements. We're going to have some more coverage on this story and be live outside of the state capitol starting this morning on Fox 17 News during our 7 o'clock hour.
It's 5:20 right now. It's been said for years that every town is now a border town, and we have some state lawmakers who want to study the impact on illegal immigration right here in our state. Others feel like the study is aimed in the wrong direction. We have both sides of another heated debate.
And right now we are getting ready for the Rock and Roll Marathon this weekend. So, golly.
How do they get these things to smell so good?
Hefty, hefty. Hefty, hefty, hefty.
Must be magic. Hefty Ultra Strong with Fabuloso Scent.
5:23 is the time. So how much does the state of Tennessee spend on illegal immigration? That is the question that a new law would seek to answer. The law would ask the state to produce an annual report of exactly how much of your tax dollars are spent on education, arresting, and even deporting people who are here illegally. Now, there are people on both sides of the aisle who are very passionate about this. Some say this is very unfair and that the focus of this study is really aimed in the wrong direction.
Why are you studying the incarceration rate and the consequences of those that we've incarcerated, but not studying the economic impacts of immigrants? If you want to study something, you gotta examine both sides of the coin.
This is certainly not an anti-immigrant piece. This is doing a study and an assessment of the cost of illegal immigration within our state, and the ultimate goal is to be able to create a standing for us to claim recompense from the federal government. So, and yes, I would welcome seeing the federal government do something to fix our southern border. All we can do within this state is to mitigate the symptoms of it, not the root cause.
Now, a reminder, there are members of the Tennessee National Guard who are down on the southern border, assisting other states like Texas with trying to control the amount of people coming over the border illegally.
5:24, looking ahead to our weekend and talking rain chances here because they have been changed a little bit in the last 24 hours. Temperatures still going to hold steadily in the low 80s for your Saturday and your Sunday. Morning temperatures still in the 60s. No changes there. But the wind, you're going to feel it a little bit. Even in the morning hours on Saturday for the Rock and Roll Marathon, wind speed of 10 to 20 miles per hour, wind gusts up to 25 miles per hour. It's out of the south, a nice warm wind. Now, as far as the rain goes on Saturday, there will be a few stray showers. As of right now, they're trending to be toward the afternoon and not the morning hours. We hope we can keep it that way. A pop-up for Sunday cannot be ruled out either, and that might even give you a clap of thunder for that day. But overall, mainly dry for the upcoming weekend and warm. If you want to track along, whenever we have a weather maker that moves in, you can get the Fox 17 Code Red weather app. You scan the QR code right there on your screen, or you can go to the App Store, Google Play Store, whatever kind of device you have. You know where you get all your downloads for your apps. Taking a look how to connect, meteorologist Greg Bobis on Facebook is where you submit dogs of the day. You can always just catch up and say, hey, if you have any weather questions. You can also find breaking weather on twitter.com, our X page there. Greg Bobis WX is a good place to go. And you can follow any of us on social media. We love to hear from you. We also love seeing all of your weather photos when anything significant happens.
Steer clear traffic gets us down to I-24 Almaville Road. This is down there in the Smyrna area. We continue to follow this crash. It has held people up since around 10 o'clock last night. People can't get by on the two outside lanes here. They will be working on this for the foreseeable future. A lot of crews out here giving this some time and attention. Again, this is I-24 as you make your way out of Antioch towards Murfreesboro right here at exit 70. As for the rest of the traffic, we're doing fine. This is going to be 65 north of town. There into Trinity Lane. No big problem so far this morning. This will turn into a parking lot coming up here in about an hour or so. We'll be here to watch it for you. Well, coming up, police are searching for the man they say threatened a gas station worker with a gun. Look at this. Scary situation down in Murfreesboro. We're going to tell you a little bit more about this incident.
Weeknights at 5 on Fox 17.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Electronic Express. We make it happen. You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Now on Fox 17 News this Tuesday morning, Governor Bill Lee's big school voucher proposal, debt for the year. We're going to tell you what parents and the governor have to say about the outcome.
And we've been talking about how much is going on in our legislature right now. Listen to this. There's also a proposed bill that would have parents facing financial consequences for crimes that their children commit. What those totals could stack up to.
And the forecast starting off cool, sun getting up here a little bit in the next 45 minutes or so. We'll have sunrise, and then the temperatures continue to climb. We stair step up to the 80s when we get there, and when we could possibly see some raindrops in your forecast.
Ooh, the 80s. Okay, thank you so much for joining us here on a busy Fox 17 News Tuesday morning. I'm Erica Glover.
I'm Jennifer Waddell. Glad to be here for you as your live local news team through 9 a.m. We start this half hour with Operation Crime and Justice, and we go to Rutherford County, where Murfreesboro police right now are looking for the man who they say robbed a 7-Eleven. Do want to warn you before we roll the video, it's rather intense as a man comes in with an AR-15 style rifle.
I mean, take a look for yourself. Officers now trying to track down this man on your screen. This happened at the newly opened 7-Eleven over on Veterans Parkway Friday morning. Take a look. They say this man pointed a rifle at staff members demanding money. He then took off with all the cash. So if you recognize or maybe you know who this person is and you have some information, you were asked to give Murfreesboro police a call.
Also making headlines today, we're going to dive into a story that's got a lot of parents' attention right now. The Tennessee House has approved a bill that would allow parents to be fined if their child commits 2 criminal offenses. Now, the Senate already passed the bill, and Governor Bill Lee would then have to decide whether to sign the legislation.
Okay, so 2 criminal offenses. Judges could fine parents or legal guardians up to $1,000 if the children they're responsible for commit a second criminal offense. Judges could order parents to then pay back law enforcement for the expenses. Those who could not pay could be ordered to perform some kind of community service.
Those who are in favor of this bill say that it would help hold families accountable for what their children are doing. Opponents, including some Democrats, say working parents might not be able to pay the fines. The sponsor is Republican Representative John Gillespie of Memphis, where, by the way, they have a lot of crime, including juveniles, said that this is something that is needed, that it would not apply to foster care parents, though. And when Democrats asked for that exception to be written into the bill, Gillespie refused.
We always want to know what you think about this, so we did ask this question over on our Fox Nashville X account. Do you think parents should be fined for their child's criminal offenses? 57.4% of you all say yes. You can still go ahead and chime in. Let us know what you think by heading to our Fox Nashville X account, or you can always scan the QR code that is showing up right now on your screen.
Checking in on the forecast this morning, we're in the upper 30s and the low 40s. We're a good 5 or 6 degrees warmer than the same time yesterday, so we're chilly, but we're not frosty. We're heating up. Afternoon into the 70s, and then we don't look back. At least 74 degrees or higher every day in the next 7 days. Maybe some rain. It's all about the timing and the location of where you're at. This is not going to be a week where we have multiple days that go into code red. There won't be a single day in code red for us here. Just watching the high temperatures rebound, bringing in a little bit of breeze here for the upcoming weekend as well. And here's the setup. Nothing happening within a state of every direction of us. It's pretty nice. But here is a weak cool front well off toward north and west that will track and get closer and closer to us overnight tonight. That will bring in a few weakening stray showers. What is the pollen forecast look like the next 5 days, though? I mean, it's not as bad as it was last week, but definitely not perfect. We're in the medium-high range for trees and grass once again today, tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday. And everything gets worse by the time Saturday into Sunday comes around. The allergies will go up just a touch for us. Keep that in mind. Here we are. We're starting off, again, 5 to 10 degrees warmer than the same time. Where does that put us? That puts us at 43 in Nashville, 41 in Columbia, and 40 in Lewisburg. We'll look ahead to that warming 7-day and some potential rain tonight in the next look at your forecast.
Steer clear traffic out there. Let's get to I-24 at Alvaville Road out there in the Smyrna area. We've been following this crash since 10 o'clock last night. It's a crash that has 2 lanes shut down. Okay, now it's starting to develop a bit of a slowdown. I'm not sure if it's a slowdown because people are just slowing down to look, or if it's a slowdown because of congestion. It would seem people are slowing down to kind of take a look. And there is an eye-fold happening here. A tractor trailer crushed up there on the side of the road. Forklifts have been going around trying to clean up the debris. You can get by, but if you need to take a little extra time, you can use Highway 41. That could be a good way to steer clear. You can take it down to the next exit. Hit up around 840 if you're going out of Smyrna towards Murfreesboro. That's what we're talking about. As a matter of fact, let's see if we can get to it. Here it is right here. On that drive, you can start to see the slowdown starting to develop right here. Again, Highway 41, your best bet to steer clear.
Justin, thank you. 5:34 is your time right now. And Governor Bill Lee had that big agenda for this legislative session. And one of his primary points was the school voucher program. it is dead for the year. State lawmakers could not come to an agreement on parts of the bill, even though they've had negotiations for weeks. The governor says he's disappointed.
And Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar spoke with a parent. She's giving us another perspective right outside of the Capitol. Karen, what can you share with us now?
Good morning. The question for every parent would be, where am I sending my children to school? Those who are in support of the school voucher bill say they just wanted choice, but others say that the school voucher program would take away funding from public schools. Behind me here at the Capitol, there was a back and forth between lawmakers on the language of the bill, but Governor Bill Lee ultimately accepted defeat and the bill is now dead. Angela Wynn, a parent whose children go to Rutherford County schools, tells me she is glad the bill is dead and hopes it doesn't return. Supporters of the bill say it would have given Tennessee families more of a choice, using taxpayer money to help cover private school tuition. There were 3 versions of the bill, the governor's, House, and Senate, and all 3 parties couldn't reach an agreement by the end of this session. Fox 17 News reached out to Governor Bill Lee, and he says, I am extremely disappointed for families who will have to wait yet another year for the freedom to choose their right education for their child. Angela reacts.
I understand Governor Lee is disappointed because this is not the outcome that he wanted, but what he needs to understand is this is the outcome that parents and students and teachers wanted, and they all made their voices heard.
Again, some parents really did want to see this bill pass, but unfortunately it didn't. And they say that it does limit their children picking what school they'll be able to go to. Now, moving forward, Governor Bill Lee plans to reintroduce this bill for next session. Reporting live from the state capitol, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Karen, thank you. Coming up, the NFL draft is right around the corner, and we're going to hear the expectations from the Titans on their position.
It's a big week for our national parks, and boy, do we have some gems here. We're going to
Best value brand now with payments from $239 a month. Search your local Honda dealer today.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Eurostone.
Good morning. Welcome into Fox 17 News This Morning. Happening today, the Titans will be talking about the draft. The first round kicks off Thursday, and that's when the Titans will get to use their number 7 pick overall. The Titans news conference starts at 10 o'clock this morning. We'll be there. We'll keep you posted.
Well, it's National Parks Week, and we're celebrating more than 400 national parks across the country. And Tennessee has 13 national park sites. The biggest, of course, is the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. It's beautiful, and the closest to Nashville happens to be the Natchez Trace National Scenic Trail. You can get on the trail. It's about 20 miles in Williamson County near Leapers Fork. If you have not had the opportunity to check it out, make it happen. And listen, Greg Bobus, our Code Red meteorologist, talking about how the weather is certainly going to cooperate, at least for today, to get outside and enjoy some of our parks.
Every day this week, all the afternoon hours of every day, all the way up until the weekend. No rain in the forecast. That includes today. Lunchtime will be gorgeous. We'll have temperatures that surge to 66 by 11, 70 degrees at noon, 72 at 1 p.m. Sunshine to start. A couple clouds are going to build throughout today, and then the chance for a stray shower after sunset, and it's done by daybreak tomorrow. So overall, the forecast from sunrise to sunset all week is looking very nice. And our rain chances, even when we do see them move in, are very few and far between. A couple of showers tonight and by very early tomorrow. So that bar for Wednesday really is the midnight to 6 a.m. ballpark when it comes to timing. And we'll find it right here on Future Track. Here's all of today. We're going. We're picking up nothing. Here's 7 p.m. to 11 o'clock. 11 p.m., few light showers begin to move in. And watch these little narrow bands break up as they go more toward the south and to the east. Most of us, quite honestly, aren't going to see anything if you're south of I-40. That includes Nashville, right on that borderline of potentially seeing a shower or two. And then that's it. We're done until the upcoming weekend. So what are we wearing today? I would say definitely for the first few hours, you want some long sleeves, you want the pants going on. But if you're not leaving the house till late morning, early afternoon, you might be comfortable in just t-shirt kind of attire here. Kind of just as when you're leaving the house today. So earlier in the day, more layers, and that might be the name of the game. Layer up throughout this one so you can kind of pick your comfort while you're out and about and on the go. What does it mean getting out the door this morning? Right side of your screen, current temps are there. We are starting off pretty chilly, but not quite as cold as yesterday. 43 degrees at 6 o'clock, 45 at 7, and 50 degrees at 8 a.m.
All right, everyone, steer clear traffic. Let's get you out and about to I-24 at Alvaville Road. This is out there in Smyrna. We've been watching a crash out there from overnight that happened around 10 p.m. So you can see they've got traffic there down to just 2 lanes. You can get by. This is, again, as you leave Antioch going towards Murfreesboro. Now, the 2 lanes that are open here are doing fine. You can't get by there. There is a new crash that we just picked up at I-24 Fortress coming back into the city. We're going to give you better views on that coming up here in just a few minutes.
Just ahead, a Nashville reproductive services clinic has closed while it still has custody of patients' embryos and genetic material. Now, Tennessee's Attorney General is stepping in.
And when an alligator causes trouble in a Florida city, one man comes to the rescue. How his
40% off store-wide. Save up to $1,700 on a new washer and dryer from Electrolux. Plus, get up to 36 months free financing. Electronic Express. We make it happen.
Good morning and welcome in to Fox 17 News this morning. It is 5:45. Happening today, the observation of the first day of Passover. Passover remembering the story of the Jewish people's escape from slavery in ancient Egypt. Started at sundown yesterday and will continue until after nightfall next Tuesday.
Another story we're keeping an eye on. A reproductive health clinic over in Nashville recently suspended its services, leaving patients, they say, in limbo. And now the Tennessee Attorney General's office wants to hear from those who have been impacted.
What a wild scenario here. The Center of Reproductive Health offered services like in vitro fertilization and egg freezing. A statement on their website says the clinic will continue storing patients' embryos, eggs, and sperm samples despite the fact that they're closing. The Attorney General's office, the Consumer Protection Division, is looking into this closure and the impact. The AG's office spokesperson says that patients who are impacted are encouraged to submit a formal complaint, and we have a link to do that at our website, fox17.com.
Right now, though, we're taking a live look and letting you know that this weekend is going to be a big one. A major marathon is set to happen in downtown Nashville. A lot of fun, all for a fantastic cause, supporting children with life-threatening diseases.
Yeah, we have our Fox 17 photojournalist Kevin Mumphrey out there this morning. The St. Jude Rock and Roll Running Series coming back. This benefits St. Jude Children's Research Hospital.
Yeah, so the course gets started right there at 8th and Broadway and finishes up right outside of Nissan Stadium. And listen, we're talking about in years past about 24,000 runners packing into this area. And it's not just a full marathon or a half marathon. They also have a 1-mile race for folks who just want to get out there, get involved. It does begin Thursday. That's when the action begins with the Music City Center packing in folks who are picking up their race bids. Keep that in mind. We're going to have all the road closures that you need to be mindful of. But you're going to see a lot more runners in this area starting Thursday.
We have a health alert this morning and a recall. New government warnings about ground beef that may be contaminated with E. coli. The FDA says these products are from Greater Omaha Packing Company. We've got pictures of all the products right here on the top left of your screen. They have a use and freeze by date of April 22nd.
Yeah, officials are concerned that those items may be still in consumers' freezers, so do double check this. The meat should go ahead and be thrown out or returned. There have been, as of right now, no confirmed reports of any kind of illnesses, but E. coli can cause dangerous symptoms, including dehydration and cramps.
Well, here's your wild story of the morning at 5:48. The MMA star that has a second career saving gators. This is Mike Dragich. He is a licensed alligator trapper and a mixed martial artist. And he came in after the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office made the call that they had a gator on the loose in downtown Jacksonville. I mean, he's in the middle of the road wrangling this thing, and as Erica pointed out, shoeless.
Well, he was going to a hockey game and then he was dispatched to this area. So he ran over there with no shoes on and managed to go ahead and wrangle the gator. But why does he not have any shoes on was my big question.
Look at him. He's carrying that thing like a baby, showing it off. But what did he do to that gator to subdue it that way? That you just...
Well, you got to be a professional gator wrangler to know that, Jen.
That I am not. All right. It is 5:49 right now. Let's send it over to Greg. Man, you never know what you're going to see, especially down in Florida.
That's the key word there. Down in Florida, you never know.
There's a reason why there's the Google search Florida man. Just go crazy after that.
Right.
But, okay, to Erica's point, I gave her a hard time during the break because I mentioned the whole shoes thing. And like, how was that the most thing that catches you off guard?
Yeah.
But then we hear that he was supposed to go to a hockey game.
And then he had no shoes on.
Don't you need
That's my
shoes to
point.
go to a hockey game?
So maybe they were really nice and he didn't want to ruin them, so he just chucked them off before he ran out there.
That's a good point.
Too many unanswered questions that, here at 547, we're never going to be able to answer. I can answer one for you, though, if you maybe are lacing up your shoes. You're going to need them this weekend if you're running, okay? So we all know that. Good, sensible pair of shoes here for the Rock and Roll Marathon. Mild morning at 7 o'clock on Saturday. 72 degrees temperature by 10 o'clock. South wind out of 10 to 20. Mainly dry. We're talking about temperatures that are going to be nice for the morning hours. And I'm keeping the rain out of the forecast till the afternoon. So 60s, low 70s, and breezy. Frost free today, a little chilly still, upper 30s and low 40s. Sunglasses, you'll want them. Sun's coming up here pretty soon for us. But nothing to slow us down when it comes to the actual weather itself. So we're looking pretty good. And is your car looking pretty sketchy when it comes to the amount of dust? Has your car changed colors in the last week? If so, you can get the wash done today, tomorrow, or Thursday. All 3 days look good. A few passing light rain showers tonight. Most of us, though, aren't going to work into any significant rainfall. So we're good there. Temperature going to be at 74 today. Middle 70s Wednesday and Thursday. Rain between 7 p.m. tonight and 6 a.m. tomorrow.
Steer clear traffic. Let's go to I-24 at Almaville Road. That's out there in the Smyrna area. You can see where they've got traffic shut off for 2 lanes while they deal with the crash that they've been wrestling with since around 10 o'clock last night. So this is going to be 24 East coming out of the Laverne area, coming out of Laverne, going towards Murfreesboro, right there at exit 70. So there's this. Now there's another crash on the other side of I-24. This one is 24 West coming in around 840. We've got a tractor trailer pulled over here. Unsure if there's another car involved, but authorities are on the scene. You can see it is slowing things up as you make that drive in from Rutherford County. So far, that drive time around 55 to 56 minutes, but it's going to climb as the morning goes on. We'll be here to watch it for you.
Justin, thank you. We're talking about sports. The NCAA confirming 2 major rule changes yesterday. Listen up. First, a new unlimited transfer rule. That means student athletes who transfer will now be eligible to play immediately, regardless of whether or not they transferred prior to this move.
The previous rules had them sit out for 1 season. So this is important, especially if you follow college sports or if you have a student athlete who was looking to play a college sport. The second rule change involves the NIL deals, the name, image, and likeness, where schools can now identify NIL opportunities and then help facilitate deals between athletes and third parties. You may remember the Vols were involved in a lawsuit at the start of the new year. There were attorneys general from several states who jumped on board with suing the NCAA over these NIL deals. So stay tuned as we monitor any more changes there.
Yeah, that update caught my attention. Also ahead, a former Major League Baseball player wants just one more day. Well, we're going to update you on the team that he signed to, why he says he's going to make a big difference for his quality of life.
A dating app that users are suing. They say the app leaked
at Disney's Frozen the Musical. Coming soon to Tennessee Performing Arts Center this May. Get your tickets today at tpac.org.
Good morning and welcome into Fox 17 News this morning, where we always have you covered live and local through 9 a.m. So no matter when your day starts or what time you have that alarm set, we can have you covered. We start at 4. So even for those of you who are shift workers and maybe you're just coming off of your overnight shift and you check in with us, good morning to you. If you're just starting your day with the kids, get ready to go to school, we hope you have a great start to the day. Live look from Nashville, showing the sun reflecting off the sky rises there. We'll get a look at your forecast, and it's improved when it comes to rain chances. We'll talk to Greg in a minute.
We like improvements. Hey, a former Major League Baseball player who is now 67 years old is looking to get signed once again. We're going to explain this one.
What a story. Gary Cooper spent a total of 42 days in the majors, all with the Atlanta Braves during the 1980 season. Well, those 42 days, as it turns out, are just 1 day short of what he needs to qualify for a pension. So, Mr. Cooper wants to sign a 1-day contract with the Braves, not so that he could play, but so he could get the pension.
I'm reminded that the Atlanta Braves, for the pitching legend Satchel Paige, signed him to a contract for him to be able to reach his pension. We're only talking maybe about $500 or $600 a month. But someone in their late 60s, that means a whole lot of different.
Well, Cooper has appealed, we understand, to the Major League Baseball and the Players Association and was denied twice already. He is now hoping the Braves will sign him again 44 years later. Also, I don't care what age you are. That amount of money makes a big difference.
Oh, it sure does.
I take it right now.
Right. Interesting. Hopefully we get an update soon on what they decide to do.
Talking about baseball, though, it's kind of like baseball weather today, Greg.
Oh, absolutely is. Yes, 100%. Wanted to surprise you with this little guy.
Smile.
Look at Roscoe.
The underbite. Oh my gosh, how precious.
Our dog of the day, Roscoe, sent in by the Harper family. Got the leash on, got the big old grin, taking the little walk through the park there, it looks like. What a great day for it, too. I mean, honestly, start to finish, this one is a nice one, just like yesterday. Not quite as cold this morning, but a little chill out there for right now. So maybe Roscoe likes the cooler air. Sometimes, you know, the dog walk can be laboring for you. 43 degrees at 6 o'clock, 50 degrees at 8 a.m., 56 at 9 o'clock. How do you send in your dog of the day? The same way that we've been doing it here for over a year and a half. You go to my Facebook page, meteorologist Greg Bobus, you find that pinned post at the top. That's where all of our dog of the day submissions go, and that is how they get to right here on Fox 17 News this morning. Maybe you got a flight later today or some family coming into town here. 56 degrees, 9 a.m., noon, 70 and 75 degrees at the airport at 3 p.m. Weather in Nashville looking very nice, and right now very limited when it comes to any delays we've gotten. We have 0 cancellations out at the airport. We have a 43-degree temperature on the way to 74 this afternoon.
Steer clear traffic for you this morning. Let's take a look at I-24 at Alvaville Road. We've been dealing with that crash out there since 10 p.m. last night. Crews are making progress, but still 2 lanes are shut down as you make that drive out of the Laverne area towards Smyrna and towards Murfreesboro. You can take Highway 41 to steer clear of that. We're also dealing with the crash on the other side of the interstate. This is going to be I-24 at Fortress. Police have left the scene, and that has cleared traffic up there dramatically. Good to see there. We've got drive times coming up for you, coming up in just a few.
Well, hundreds of users are now suing the dating app that is called Grindr. The lawsuit claims the company shared their personal information, including HIV status, with third parties without their consent.
The case is being filed in London. That's where it's originating. But according to news outlets, about 700 people have signed on. There could be thousands of people impacted just in the UK. No word yet on whether this is going to impact folks here in the States, but we'll keep you posted. Grindr, by the way, has come out and said they plan to fight the lawsuit.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Metro Nashville police working to track down the teenager you see right here on your screen. He's accused in a deadly Midtown shooting.
In progress towards an East Bank Development Authority is taking some more steps. We're going to share the very latest updates.
Coming up, what lawmakers on both sides of the aisle had to say after the school voucher bill was killed in the legislature.
Thanks so much for joining us here for Fox 17 News this morning, right at 6 o'clock. I'm Jennifer Waddell.
And I'm Erica Glover. To get started this Tuesday morning, we are sharing a breaking news update regarding a shooting that we told you about yesterday. We do understand now that Metro Police are searching for the teenager that we're showing you a photo of right behind us here. He's accused of a deadly shooting that happened over the weekend.
Police now say that Adrian Cameron Jr. was out on bond in a criminal homicide case from 2021. and cut off his ankle monitor just before Saturday's shooting. He's 19 years old, identified as one of 3 people who police say tried to rob 2 men outside of a music studio on Hayes Street near Church Street. Christopher Cheeks of California got shot and died at the hospital. By the way, Christopher Cheeks is a rapper, and we were seeing a lot of people in the music industry responding to this yesterday.
Yeah, Justin Bieber is sharing a message that we updated y'all on. Cameron is wanted on a criminal homicide charge. Right now, police are saying if you know where Cameron might be, maybe you have information about his whereabouts, you were asked to call Crime Stoppers. And by the way, if you want to read more about this story, maybe see this photo again, go to fox17.com.
Tennessee Governor Bill Lee planned to expand the voucher program in schools, but his proposal is now dead for this legislative session. Lawmakers could not agree on parts of the bill, even though they were, in negotiations for weeks on this. And the governor, who had made it a top priority for this legislature, says he is disappointed.
Yeah, Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar joining us live this Tuesday morning right outside of the Capitol, and she is sharing some reaction from lawmakers.
Good morning. Democrats tell Fox 17 News that this is a big win for Tennessee families and public education, while some Republicans say they're disappointed after spending countless hours trying to work out an agreement. Behind me here at the Capitol, for months, there was infighting between Republicans where they just couldn't agree on the language of the bill. This included Senator Todd Warner, one of the most vocal Republican opponents of the school voucher bill. Supporters of the bill say it would have given Tennessee families more of a choice, using taxpayer money to help cover private school tuition. There were 3 versions of the bill, the governor's, House, and Senate, and all 3 parties couldn't reach an agreement by the end of the session. Fox 17 News reached out to Governor Bill Lee, and he says, "I'm extremely disappointed for families who will have to wait yet another year for the freedom to choose the right education for their child." Lawmakers on both sides of the aisle react.
Well, the Senate had a simpler version of the bill, more closely aligned with what the governor originally proposed. The House wanted to address some other issues relative to public education, traditional public schools, and some of those were good ideas, but some of those the Senate was not comfortable with.
This voucher scam would have been a major blow to public education, and so this is more about a win for Tennessee families than a loss for Governor Bill Lee or this Republican supermajority.
Now remember, this bill has been a top priority for the governor for a long time now. He says that he plans to reintroduce this bill for the next session and hopes he can garner more support this time. Reporting live in front of the Capitol, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
6:03, taking a look at a forecast that starts cold but ends very nice, kind of like yesterday, where by the time you walk out the door after lunchtime, not all that bad at all. Some sunshine and temperatures this time around that'll be in the middle 70s. We'll call it seasonal for today. A little chilly, but no frost this morning, so we've already gotten better in that respect. Highs back near normal. A few weak showers are possible tonight. I wouldn't bank on rain, and most of us honestly are going to end up staying on the dry side. Temperature change compared to yesterday, we're some 5 to 10 degrees warmer across the board. All of us starting off warm, all of us going to end warm. Getting on the bus and getting to school, first bell, 51. We can leave home all of the rain gear, but still a little bit chilly getting to the bus stop. After school, that's not the case at all. Kids will be carrying the coats home. 75 degrees and a few clouds that will increase for us here. And as we did before, had to show it again. Our dog of the day, Roscoe, that was sent in. You could always send them in to us. You can see them right here. We also have your curious question coming up later this hour. 74 degrees this afternoon, 75 tomorrow, 75 on Thursday. Low 80s Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The rain timing for those showers tonight after 7 p.m. and done by 7 a.m. So all after sunset. Very weak rainfall, nothing to worry about. And then I've changed rain timing for Saturday and Sunday. Not by a lot, but enough to where if you've got early morning plans on Saturday, you might like this update to the forecast coming your way in a few minutes.
Steer clear traffic at I-24 at Alvatan Road. Heads up out there in Rutherford County. Watch out for the state trooper and for the TDOT worker who are both out there moving cones right now. Whew. Boy, okay. They're taking the lanes down from 2 lanes. Now they're opening up a 3rd lane so people can get by. They've been out there all night since 10 p.m. dealing with the crash there involving a tractor trailer and a fuel leak and a lot of other things perhaps out there. Crews have started to leave the scene now. They had forklifts and all kinds of things out there. You can see some of the tracks there in the grass of all the different crews they have out there dealing with this crash. This is on I-24 coming out of Laverne, going into Murfreesboro. That's where you're going to find this right there at the exit 70 for Almaville. So if you want to try to steer clear of this, you want to use Highway 41, but just keep in mind that that too is going to have its fair share of problems now that the sun is up, the traffic lights are on. So just give crews some room as they're opening up one more lane. Hopefully they can get it clear soon.
Justin, thanks. 6:06 right now and developing now. We're working to learn more about a crash that happened in Robertson County overnight that sent 1 person to the hospital. This is video coming to us from Smoky Barn News. You can see there is that car that crashed off the interstate on I-65 just north of Cross Plains. was getting flipped back over. There's a lot of damage to that car.
Yeah, we do know at least one person did go to the hospital. We're continuing to make some updates, and we'll be sure to share you any more details as we learn some more. Goodness gracious.
Also new this morning, a bill to create an East Bank Development Authority is now one step closer to passing. And if we can, just we take a as we take a live look toward the East Bank this morning, look at that sunrise.
I mean, wow, that's beautiful. That definitely distracted me. But here's what you need to know. The Tennessee Senate passed the bill yesterday. It does create an oversight board for Nashville's East Bank Development Project. That's the area we just showed you behind us with the beautiful sunrise. According to the bill, this board would have the power to acquire, development, improve, and maintain all projects connected to the East Bank Development Project. Well, the sponsor of the bill, Senator Heidi Campbell, says the creation of this board would benefit everyone involved.
All of us are Tennesseans, and the East Bank Authority is the best way to protect our taxpayer investment. And we can all disagree on many things, but when it comes to the people we mutually represent, we can also come together. And I think this bill demonstrates that.
Members of that board would be appointed by the mayor, Metro Council, and the Commissioners of Economic Development and Tourism. The bill now heads to the State House.
Some state lawmakers, they want to study the impact of illegal immigration right here in
Plain chicken. Again? Kiki Palmer? Listen, Suze, HelloFresh makes eating better exciting.
Smells good.
'Cause it is good.
How long were you in the fridge?
A long, long time.
.610 is the time. How much does the state of Tennessee spend on illegal immigration? That is the question a new law would seek to answer. That new law would ask the state to produce an annual report of especially how much tax dollars is spent on arresting and deporting people who are here illegally. Now, this is an issue that has caused a lot of disagreement on both sides of the coin, even down to exactly what to call people who are here like this.
They are here illegally. They have committed crimes, and they're sitting in our jails. What is that costing us? The taxpayers demand to know, and this, my friends, is one mechanism when we can at least start to the process of learning exactly what this scourge is costing our society.
So this is why I'm sick and tired of this type of legislation that is nothing but a political bullhorn to say that we do not care, we do not want people to feel welcomed in our state who are immigrants. Like, we have to stop this.
Now, as a reminder, the Tennessee National Guard is down on the Texas border right now, assisting to try to control the amount of illegal immigrants who cross the border. Testimony will continue this morning in former President Donald Trump's criminal hush money trial. The whole thing happening in New York. But first, the judge is holding a hearing on whether or not Mr. Trump repeatedly violated his gag order by publicly attacking witnesses and posting on his social media platform, Truth Social. Prosecutors are requesting that the former president be fined at least $3,000. David Pecker is the ex-publisher of the National Enquirer, who was called to the stand yesterday as prosecutors say, very first witness in this case. Prosecutors claim that Pecker worked with Trump and his former attorney, Michael Cohen, to allegedly buy and then bury negative stories about Mr. Trump before the 2016 election. Pecker is expected to testify a little bit more later today. Across the nation, groups of pro-Palestinian protesters are now demonstrating at colleges and universities. This video that you may see right back here behind me shows protesters out there in California at Polytechnic University. It's showing people who barricaded themselves inside of a building, forcing the school to close at least through tomorrow. And this is not the only protest happening out there. In New York, pro-Palestinian protesters were arrested last night while demonstrating there. This is outside of Columbia University as well as NYU. The New York Police Department made arrests in the Greenwich Village. This is after protesters defied orders by the school to leave by Monday afternoon. No word on exactly how many protesters were taken into custody.
And coming up in your forecast, your sun is coming up as we speak. Beautiful sunrise here for your Tuesday. Will lead us into 2 chances for rain before the weekend that we'll take a look at in your forecast.
More lanes are opening up after that crash at I-24 at Alvatan Road. We'll have the very latest on that. And a state lawmaker.
But we are the minute you call. After your truck crash, call Ponce Law.
His Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Sarah Chevrolet Buick GMC of Nashville.
Right now in politics this Tuesday morning, State Representative Justin Jones has until tomorrow to outline his arguments for keeping his name on the August ballot.
He has been very outspoken, highly controversial. The Democrat from our area here, some of the signatures on the Nashville lawmakers' qualifying petition are being challenged, and Mr. Jones has no room for error. 25 signatures from people in his district are required. He reportedly got 26, but one of them has been disqualified. 10 others currently being challenged. The Metro Election Commission met in a special session yesterday to set the process moving forward.
They have until this Wednesday to get their first set of documents back to me so that I can share with both parties and you. So we're on a very tight timeline here.
The commission will hear all the evidence at its next meeting May 2nd and will then vote that day on Jones's petition. The August primary ballot is going to be set the next day. That is set for May 3rd.
6:16 right now, and new this morning, Nashville is getting set for a big marathon coming to town. A lot of food, a lot of fun, and support for children with life-threatening diseases.
Right now, though, our Fox 17 News photojournalist Kevin Mumphrey is set up downtown, giving us a look at an area that is going to be packed with runners. The St. Jude Rock and Roll Running Series coming back to benefit the St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. So the marathon route is going to start at 8th and Broadway and then finish up right outside of Nissan Stadium. We tell you this because, you know, we're a busy city. We got a lot of visitors.
Oh, yeah.
And some folks might be caught off guard when they wake up on Saturday morning and they look out of their hotel room and they're like, wait, hold on now.
Sure, where'd all these people come from? Or maybe you're driving around the course route and you see all the bands that are on the side of the road playing music. I mean, yes, it's Music City, but along the course, there will be 25 bands performing to entertain the runners, but also the spectators. So preparations begin in full Thursday. Official race days will be Saturday and Sunday.
All right, good luck to all the runners out there. New this Tuesday, baseball is coming back to Tennessee State University. Yeah, the Tennessean is reporting that President Dr. Glenda Glover and Athletic Director Mickey Allen, well, they confirmed the sport will return to the HBCU as soon as next year.
Yeah, so in order to remain Title IX compliant, the school has to do this. So they're going to add baseball along with women's soccer, swimming, and diving. TSU's baseball program got shut down after the 1993 season due to a lack of funding for it, and it's been shut down ever since. So yeah, that article says they could be back as early as 2025, but also could be pushing 2028 before they get it up in full.
Okay, so I was reaching over. We got to have it. We got our Preds colors on today.
I know. Yeah, we did. We coordinated that nicely. It is the second game of the Stanley Cup playoffs tonight for the Preds. And, of course, we would love for the Preds to get the win in Game 2. It's another late game, though. 9 p.m. They're playing in Vancouver. It's past our bedtime.
Way past our bedtime. That is where they, unfortunately, though, fell to the Canucks after that team made a comeback in the third period to reverse a Preds lead and then take the win 4-2 for Vancouver. Preds, though, trying to gain strength after a very rough start. So best of luck. We'll have the highlights tomorrow. We are praying for a Preds win, and we'll just continue holding all the fang fingers.
Get all the good vibes. Sending all the positivity.
That we are. And there's also the NHL's official watch party for this game here in Nashville.
Oh, yeah.
It is Neighbors in the Gulch.
Oh, good to know.
At 9 o'clock. So that's the one that they actually have that the NFL always throws one in the other city. It was in Franklin back on Sunday. Today's going to be in the Gulch.
Neighbors in the Gulch.
Neighbors in the Gulch. Now, as far as the Rock and Roll Marathon goes, we just mentioned it too. Updates to the forecast. Mild morning for Saturday morning, 68 degrees at 7, 72 degrees at 10 o'clock. South wind at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Mainly dry. The later we get into the morning and then especially into early afternoon, a few stray showers can't be ruled out. Also, one more thing to be mindful of. Maybe you're just going to be a spectator. That was me last year. Walked downtown because I lived close enough to walk. So I walked downtown, got stuck. Watch out for road closures, even walking, because you can't cross a lot of the streets where they're running. So be mindful of the track and the path of where everyone's going to be downtown on Saturday morning. 43 degrees, temperature right now, not much happening. We do have a full moon. You could have seen it last night, and tonight you'll have a chance, especially closer to sunrise tomorrow. It's the pink moon. It definitely is going to still be noticeable Wednesday night as well, but just keep that in mind. Other names are the sprouting grass moon, the egg moon, and the fish moon. It's the pink moon officially, though, right now. Maybe getting on the bike a little bit later today. Gonna, get a couple miles in here while it's still nice and cool this morning in the 50s. We will be in the middle 70s later on this afternoon.
Steer clear traffic for you. Let's get out and about to I-24 at Almaville Road. This is as you make your drive coming out of Smyrna this morning. As you can see, traffic there moving a lot better than what it was a little bit earlier here when 2 lanes were shut down. Now they've got it down to just 1 lane. This crash has been with us since 10 p.m. last night and involves an 18-wheeler that looks like a crushed can. They've got it moved off the road right now. They did have a lot of people out there trying to move debris around earlier this morning, but you can't get by again coming out of Antioch towards Murfreesboro this morning. Drive times look like this. Mount Juliet at 27 minutes. Nice drive. An hour coming out of Murfreesboro, 26 minutes out of Hendersonville. We're checking out other things happening around the mid-state. We'll update you on that coming up in a few.
Well, the State Department releasing their human rights report for 2023.
This is a document that essentially highlights abuses and violations around the world, including in countries like Sudan, Iran, Uganda, China. Russia gets called out in this new report for human rights abuses committed in the war against Ukraine. The report also focuses on concerns in the conflict between Israel and Hamas.
Hamas's horrific attacks on Israel on October 7th last year, and the devastating loss of civilian life in Gaza as Israel exercises its right to ensure that those attacks never happen again, have also raised deeply troubling human rights concerns. We continue to work every day to bring the fighting to an end.
Well, Secretary of State Antony Blinken, who you just heard from there, says the report illustrates there is much work to be done across the globe.
Speaking of across the globe, still to come here this morning, there's a new string of earthquakes that have been shaking Taiwan this morning. We'll bring you those breaking news updates in minutes.
And First Lady Dr. Joe Biden visiting Music City, the singer she came to pay tribute to.
Just a quick note of gratitude as we start this Tuesday morning. Thanks for waking up.
And now, with payments from $239 a month, search your local Honda dealer today.
Know about flooding in advance. Download the free Fox 17 Code Red weather app.
6:25 is the time. Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. As you take that live look there on Lower Broadway, the beer trucks are out as they restock, getting ready for another night here in Music City. Reminder, later this week, yes, we've got the Rock and Roll Marathon, but we've also got Game 3 and 4 for the Preds happening back there at Bridgestone Arena. They will be playing Game 2 tonight in Vancouver.
Speaking of Bridgestone, we've got Tim McGraw coming up there in just a couple days.
Yeah.
All right, breaking news with Erica now. What's going on?
Yeah, we're following breaking international news as another round of earthquakes hit Taiwan early this morning. So we're now getting some more video and some more updates from there. According to the U.S. Geological Survey, the strongest quake had a magnitude of 6.1. The half a dozen other quakes range from magnitude 4.5 to magnitude 6. Well, this new cluster of quakes does come not long after, remember this, a 7.4 quake hit the island. That was earlier this month, ultimately killing 13 people and hurting more than 1,000. Right now, no, as of this morning, no additional deaths have been reported.
In your community this morning, the First Lady of the United States, Joe Biden, made a stop right here in Nashville.
Yeah, she landed at Nashville International Airport yesterday evening before going to talk at the Walk-In After Midnight tribute to Patsy Cline. That's why she was here. That event at the Ryman Auditorium downtown had a lot of performers like Pam Tillis and Pat Benatar. So not here for any political agendas, it would seem, just to come to that music event.
All right. Listen, sounds like a great night there. And also, I'm always struck by the much smaller entourage that the First Lady has compared to the Vice President or the President when they get here as well. So not nearly as big of a traffic tie-up when someone like that comes to town.
6:26 right now. Let's get a check of your forecast. Greg left us your gardening forecast, and it looks like today would be a great day to get out and work in the garden. Maybe you're planting your spring flowers, or you've got perhaps some fresh fruits and veggies you're tending to. Looking good. 9 o'clock this morning, 56 degrees and mostly sunny. 70 degrees by lunchtime. Still sunny today. And then by about 3 o'clock this afternoon, mostly clear and 75 degrees.
Steer clear traffic for you takes us out to I-24. This is in the Alvaton Road area. I've been watching this for quite some time now. They've been working on it since 10 p.m. last night. That is when crews say they were dealing with a crash involving an 18-wheeler that ended up getting crushed there on the side of the road. Now, they've been able to move the 18-wheeler mostly out of the way there and opened up an additional lane of traffic. At one point, it was 2 lanes shut down. Now it is just 1 lane shut down as you make your way out. Again, this is going outbound. This is leaving Antioch going towards Murfreesboro right there at exit 70. That is Almaville Road. Well, happening next, a robbery suspect that authorities are looking for right now here in the state of Tennessee. We're going to tell you what it has to do with the state legislator in the next few minutes.
17 News, your Code Red station. We track severe weather.
Using our Code Red alerts up to 3 days in advance.
Warning you to weather that will impact your life.
Our forecast pinpoint a storm's path, showing when it will hit your neighborhood. That's where we already are. This low pressure system looks like it will be arriving in Brentwood at 4:15 on Wednesday.
Providing you the information needed to prepare and stay safe. Fox 17 News, your Code Red station. Alerts, empowers, protects.
Crimes. There's a bill right now in the Tennessee legislature that could make that reality. We'll tell you how much in fines you would be looking at.
And a gradual warming trend begins today with highs in the low 70s. That sounds pretty good to me.
Looking gorgeous.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about the weekend forecaster for all the runners that are going to be in town. So things are looking better than yesterday as far as rain chances.
Yeah, I mean, we've got the runners, we've got folks that are gardening. I know in the mid-state we have the district high school baseball tournaments that are being played, soccer, track and field. It's a beautiful time to be here in Middle Tennessee. And yeah, we'll get your forecast for you here in just a minute. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jennifer Waddell.
And I'm Erica Glover. We do want to let you know this Tuesday morning about an Operation Crime and Justice story from Murfreesboro. That's where police are saying they're looking for the man who robbed a 7-Eleven store.
This video is wild, so we do want to give you a bit of a warning here before we show it. They're trying to identify the man in that red hoodie who they say came into a brand new 7-Eleven on Veterans Parkway Friday morning. Again, this is in Murfreesboro. Watch here because he points a white long gun at employees and then demands money. We understand he took off with the cash. If you have any information whatsoever, Murfreesboro police really want to track down this person. Please give them a call.
That is a scary situation. Yeah. We're now in operation, well, I should say the high education. Governor Bill Lee's proposal for the school voucher program, we understand, is dead for this year. As state lawmakers, they could not agree on parts of the bill despite negotiations. The governor, though, of course, says that he's disappointed.
You know, there were those against this proposal who said you shouldn't use state money to send kids to private school, but then there were a lot of families who said school choice matters and that they should be able to get that kind of support to send their children where they want. Let's join Fox 17 News reporter Karen Aguilar live this morning over at the Capitol for an update.
Good morning, Jen and Erica. One parent I spoke with says that they're relieved that the bill didn't pass, partly because the school voucher program would have taken away funding from public schools. However, parents who are in support of the bill and commented online say that they are just upset that it didn't go through because it would have given them the choice to send their children where they wanted to. And even if they wanted to send them to private schools, that includes low-income families, which could make the difference from some parents here in Middle Tennessee. Now, behind me here at the Capitol, For months, there was a back and forth on passing this bill or not, but Governor Bill Lee ultimately accepted defeat and the bill is now dead. Angela Wynn, a parent whose children go to Rutherford County schools, tells me she is glad the bill is dead and hopes it doesn't return. As I mentioned, supporters of the bill say it would have given Tennessee's families more of a choice, and it would use taxpayer money to help cover private school tuition. There were 3 versions of the bill, the governor's, House, and Senate, and all 3 parties couldn't reach an agreement by the end of the session. Fox 17 News reached out to Governor Bill Lee, and he says, "I'm extremely disappointed for families who will have to wait yet another year for the freedom to choose their right education for their child." Angela responds.
I understand Governor Lee is disappointed because this is not the outcome that he wanted, but what he needs to understand is this is the outcome that parents and students and teachers wanted, and they all made their voices heard.
Again, some parents did want to see this bill pass to be able to give them a choice. Now, moving forward, Governor Bill Lee plans to reintroduce this bill in the next session, and he hopes it will garner more support this time around. Reporting live for the Capitol, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
6:35, taking a look at the forecast. And a few minutes ago, Jen was mentioning how, this is district baseball time after school. We've got soccer leagues going on the whole 9 yards. So parents, listen up here as the kids are getting out there taking the field. Even better than yesterday, 73 degrees at 5 o'clock, 70 at 7, 63 at 9. A few clouds will pick up just a touch. Rain moves in overnight tonight, but after all the game time is over. We're talking after 9 or 10 o'clock in the Nashville area itself. So nothing should slow you down. I would just say that make sure that even this time of the year, start wearing sunscreen, even late afternoon, because we're getting that maximum daylight closer and closer as we get to the middle of June. And a burn can settle in pretty quickly when you have unlimited sun. Chilly, but not frosty right now. Temps right side of your screen are in the 40s. So we're a little bit warmer than yesterday morning. We're heating up to 70s later on today. And again, maybe some rain overnight. Don't worry about it. Go to bed, sleep sound. You'll wake up, maybe a little wet grass or some wet pavement. No storms, and all clear for Code Red. Right now, it is beautiful. Crystal clear at 43 degrees, and that's why we're so cool this morning, is again a little more on the overcast side. Tomorrow morning, not quite as cold because there'll be some cloud cover to work with, and then we get even warmer toward the upcoming weekend. I've changed the rain timing on Saturday into Sunday. We'll look at that in the next check of your forecast.
Steer clear traffic out there. We are watching that scene at I-24 at Alvaville Road down here from Smyrna. They are getting by with traffic open in 3 lanes, still have it shut down in 1 as they wait for more crews to arrive, take care of that. So again, this is coming out of Antioch going towards Murfreesboro is where this is. You can take Highway 41 to steer clear of that. Big backups on I-65 at 24 on the north side. We're going to tell you the best ways to steer clear of this particular backup coming up in a few.
Well, making headlines this Tuesday, Tennessee's House has now approved a bill that would allow parents to be fined if their child commits 2 criminal offenses.
Yeah, so you would get a pass essentially on the first one, but if your child commits a second one, that's when we're looking at fines for the parents. This has already passed the House. Governor Bill Lee would have to sign off on whether to sign it. We understand it's also made its way through the Senate.
Yeah, judges could fine parents or legal guardians up to $1,000 if the children they're responsible for commit a second criminal offense, okay? Judges could order parents to pay back law enforcement for the expenses. Those who could not pay could be ordered then to perform community service.
We want to know what you think about it. I mentioned it just a moment ago. We were giving you the chance to sound off on this. Do you think that parents should be fined for their child's criminal offense? Again, in the state, if this gets signed off on and becomes a law, it would hold parents responsible after a child's second criminal offense. And right now, more than 60% of you say yes, parents should be fined for their child's criminal offense. If you want to vote and then tell us what you think about it, you can leave a comment by scanning that QR code right there on your screen.
Just ahead this Tuesday morning, former President Donald Trump could face fines for what some say are violations of his gag order. We're going to take you live to New York City.
And a spokesperson for Meta is sentenced to jail time in Russia.
Mom's cooking, cooks, pest control.
Fox 17 News, Code Red Weather.
Your first line of defense when severe weather threatens.
6:40 is the time, and right now we have some breaking news updates on Fox 17 News because a judge is expected to hear arguments today on whether former President Donald Trump violated the gag order imposed on him in his criminal trial. Well, the former president expected back in the courtroom 8:30 this morning. A New York judge imposed the gag order on Trump before the trial began, ordering that Trump could not make or direct others to make public statements about witnesses, court staff, or their family members. Manhattan's district attorney says that Trump violated that gag order 7 times in the first week of the trial. Well, Trump have said the gag order violates his First Amendment rights. More updates to come.
Yeah, they were also arguing, too, that no one else had been placed under the same orders. Interesting. All right, we'll follow those developments for you. Plus, right now, this is a really fascinating story. A court in Russia has just convicted the spokesperson of Facebook and Instagram, Meta, that company, for what they say is Meta justifying terrorism on their platforms.
Now, according to an independent Russian news site, Meta communication director Andy Stone is being sentenced to 6 years in prison without appearing. Now, this all comes from a policy change that he made back in 2022 following Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Now, the changes allow people to post some form of violent political speech that normally would have been banned, such as death to Russian invaders. That is what the speech is talking about. So we'll see where things go from here. But again, 6-year prison sentence for the spokesperson.
Time right now is 6:42. On a completely different note, it's time for our curious question. What animal has no upper front teeth?
What?
What animal has no...
You stopped us in our tracks. Like we were walking across the studio and we all just stopped.
Cows, goats, giraffes, or the one I always hated in school, all the above. We'll have the answer for you coming up in the next Check Your Forecast.
Okay.
Wait, what?
You know, okay. Steer clear traffic out there, everyone. We're short on time. Let's get to the drive times out there. Clarksville coming in at just over an hour. Murfreesboro, 71 minutes. Hendersonville, 33 minutes. We'll get you the views out there coming up in just a few.
And at 6:43, how a thorough spring cleaning could give you a bit of cash this season.
On Fox 17.
While we're over here still pondering Greg's curious question of the morning, which animal does not have upper teeth, let's move on to our next story.
Shall we? Yes.
Deep cleaning. It's a springtime ritual. I've been doing it at our house, trying to clean the windows and stuff. And although it can be a big endeavor to do this, the task could be putting a little bit of extra money in your pocket.
I could use some extra money. Fox News' Jonathan Siri has some expert advice.
Spring is officially here, and if you haven't gotten a jump on your spring cleaning, now's the time.
It's a season of renewal. It's uplifting. It relieves stress. It just makes you feel better about the environment where you live.
80% of Americans will participate in the annual ritual, according to the American Cleaning Institute. Professional organizer Lori Reese says at least once a year, on top of regular cleanings, we should be washing windows, baseboards, behind and under appliances, on top of the cabinets and outdoor spaces, not skipping the often forgotten corners of closets and cabinets. Still, the hardest part is just getting started. Reese suggests tackling tasks a little at a time or even spreading it out over the year.
You're not going to get this done in a weekend. Break it down into manageable tasks.
And with purification comes purging.
Cleaning out the closets literally and figuratively is something that just occurs naturally.
It's really important to recycle all of these items because they generally have a lot of utility left in them.
So before you trash unwanted goods,
the average child recycles their wardrobe 2 or 3 times a year just because of growth spurts. And the average American throws away 81 pounds of clothing a year.
Tracy Panay, CEO of the consignment franchise Just Between Friends, says you can turn your clutter into cash, reselling clothes, household items, and toys, either online or in-person sales.
It benefits one family to be able to sell those items to earn a little bit of money, and then another family who can buy those items and save a significant amount.
Panay says secondhand marketplaces not only help your pocketbook, but also the planet.
Last year, over 10 million families were able to shop secondhand. At one event such as this, it keeps over 12,000 pounds of textiles out of a landfill and 10,000 pounds of plastics out of a landfill.
According to online consignment ThreadUp, if every person bought just one secondhand garment this year instead of a new one, it would cut CO2 emissions by 2 billion pounds. That's equivalent to taking 76 million cars off the road for a day. In Atlanta, Jonathan Siri, Fox News.
Okay, there's some ideas when it comes to spring cleaning, but if the weather cooperates today, and Greg says it should, then maybe you want to get outside and have a nice patio meal. Today is National Picnic Day.
Oh, what a great excuse, right? To just get outside and enjoy this beautiful weather. The day, National Picnic Day, as Erica mentioned, encourages people to just get outside and have a good meal. This dates back to the mid-18th century when people in France would dine al fresco.
Oh.
Sometimes with a bottle of wine, maybe some cheese and fruit. Get you one of those fancy charcuterie boards. You know, we used to call those snack plates.
Exactly.
Anyhow, getting outside, just a great option for today, and also so good for your mental health. As the kids would say, get out and touch grass.
Get your bologna sandwich.
Have you heard that yet?
Yes, I have.
Touch grass. Get off the cell phones.
Just
get off
enjoy.
the devices and get grounded for a few minutes.
I like that. Hey, we're going to check in now with our code red meteorologist, Greg. I am ready for the curious question of the day answer.
We both are on the same page, and I was thinking back to the time I went to a zoo and we fed the giraffes, and they would let you feed the giraffes by holding the biscuit in your mouth. And the giraffe would use its long tongue to like snatch the biscuit.
Okay.
And so that's what had me thinking that giraffe would be the answer to the curious question. You said the same thing. You right off the bat. Yeah.
Okay, so the curious question
Are we going to show it here?
What animal does not have upper front teeth? Cows, goats, you both went with giraffes, or I said, or is it all the above?
See, I feel like goats have to have top teeth. Yeah. Wait, what? It's all of the above? Goats don't have upper teeth?
No. Go to a Google search for images right now. Goats dental pad. The front is not teeth. They have this long thing that is attached to their jaw that isn't teeth to help them gather
up. It was
up.
a trick question.
Same with cows, and actually giraffes have that too. They do not have front teeth. Google it right now.
Really?
Take a look, yeah. So all of the above out in the backyard, and it's also kind of weird looking too. You'll see what I mean. Taking a look here, backyard forecast, 55 degrees at 9 a.m., 69 at noon, getting the kids outside to let off some energy. Later on today, 73 at 3 p.m. Going to be a good day from start to finish. We've got temperatures that are already warming up. Maybe you want to fire up the grill later on today and make an entire day out in the backyard. What is it looking like? Well, we're going to talk about 60s that will continue throughout the evening. And look at that live look downtown. Yeah, we've got a nice start to the day. Plenty of sunshine. Warmer high temperatures than yesterday. Middle 70s later today. A little bit of rain after sunset cannot be ruled out. A couple of showers mainly after 10 p.m. begin to move in from northwest to southeast. They're out of here by tomorrow morning when you're waking up. So taking a look here at your 7-day, 74 degrees for your Tuesday, 75 on Wednesday and Thursday, 82 on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We're going to deep dive into that upcoming weekend and see what it could mean for the Rock and Roll Marathon on Saturday coming up in the next check of your forecast.
Weather Window, presented by the National Weather Desk.
A look at the start of day with these gorgeous sunrise views, first in Myrtle Beach and along the St. Mary's River, which separates part of Michigan from Ontario, Canada. Meanwhile, near Oklahoma City, this dog makes friends with a deer, while elsewhere, this owl parent and baby owl gaze on from their nest near Reno.
Listen to Off the Radar, new episodes every Tuesday.
652, steer clear traffic. Let's take you to Vietnam vets there at Gallatin Pike coming down from Sumner County, and it is a tight, slow go there. As you make that drive in from the Hendersonville and Gallatin area, you can try to take Gallatin Road directly below. That's going to be your best way to steer clear. If not, we're shaping up for the normal drive of around 40 to 45 minutes coming down from places like Hendersonville, and obviously if you're coming in from Gallatin, it's going to be well beyond that. We continue to follow that crash on I-24. This is going outbound eastbound, I-24 leaving Antioch going towards Murfreesboro. There is a crash involving an 18-wheeler out there that we've been following since 10 p.m. last night. Looks like crews are picking up the cones here, so perhaps they're getting ready to open up all 4 lanes for the first time in a long time. That would be welcome news. We're going to take a look at your drive times coming up in our 7 o'clock hour.
Okay, Justin, thank you. FSU football fans, this story is for you. Florida State University is facing a setback in its legal battle against the Atlantic Coast Conference.
All right, so ACC football here. Just yesterday, a judge assigned to the case said that Florida State did not give enough specifics related to the issue of what they called personal jurisdiction. And that is relevant to whether the lawsuit can be brought against the ACC in Florida. The judge says this is not the end of the case. They're giving Florida State 1 week to address this and then file another complaint. After that, the ACC will have 20 days to respond before another hearing. You might be wondering, what's this all about? Okay, well, the two sides are fighting over media rights plus exit fees that Florida State would owe if they decide to split with the conference. And there's been a lot of moving and shaking among teams in all different conferences when it comes to college sports. So we will keep an eye on this one for sure.
Well, coming up, a new law proposed in one state could spell the end of plastic-wrapped cheese slices. What it could mean then for other products.
And still to come on Fox 17 News this morning in our 7 o'clock hour, a battle for access to police records.
The Customer Appreciation Sales Event at Matthews Nissan. Get 2.9% for 60 months on a new Pathfinder or Altima. Plus, get a lifetime warranty. MatthewsNissan.com.
Good morning and happy Tuesday, y'all. Right now we're taking a beautiful look at the sunrise over in Metro Center. Now listen, if you were watching us yesterday, Greg was talking about rain chances. Those have gone down when it comes to this weekend because there are a lot of events going on. In fact, it's going to warm up today. We're going to reach the 70s. It's a great day for maybe some strawberry picking. It's also National Picnic Day. The national parks are celebrating this week. So a good day to get outside and just enjoy.
It's a great time to be in Middle Tennessee. Hey, yesterday morning, you might have heard us talking about a new report that claims we consume approximately the amount of a credit card size worth of plastic in our foods every week. Okay, that was a study that just came out. Well, this morning, another interesting report in the same line. You could question, is this a Gouda use of their time? Individually wrapped cheese slices could be banned in New York if some politicians get their way.
Well, part of this act would require certain companies to go ahead and reduce their plastic use by 50% over the next 12 years. It's all part of an effort to reduce plastic packaging that largely, some say, ends up in our waterways or our landfills. Companies that still use plastic wrapping could face a fee, with that money then going towards recycling programs within the state. So yeah, yesterday we talked about the credit card size worth of plastic that we do, every week they said?
That's what they said.
That did catch me off guard.
All right, we'll let you know if that gets anywhere. Plus, how about this? You could win some extra money for mom by playing our Mother's Day Mania Trivia Contest. We will be giving away a $100 prepaid debit card every day starting Monday. So looking ahead, set the reminder so you can essentially get $100 cash. That's what it equates to. So what you'll do is you'll answer the trivia question each day, and every day you have the opportunity to win that $100 prize. And then there's a $5,000 weekly drawing. So it starts Monday morning right here on Fox 17 News. By the way, you do not have to be a mom in order to win. We would just encourage you that you turn around and maybe pamper mom with the winnings.
By the way, Mother's Day is Sunday, May 12th. It's right around the corner.
Mother's Day is Sunday, May 12th.
Thanks, Greg.
Subtle hint, but no, seriously, start looking now. Know when to mow today, tomorrow, Thursday. Good looking for yard work, so don't worry about that. I would do it today, though, because the next couple of days, a little humidity begins to creep in, and then we'll get warmer for the weekend, back to the 80s. Just take care of business, and you should be done. A shower very late tonight into tomorrow morning. That won't really do enough to get the grass too wet to still try to get out there tomorrow if you need to. Weekend outlook, a pair of 82s for Saturday and Sunday. Stray shower cannot be ruled ruled out either day. Now, the timing is everything for Saturday, especially when it comes to the Rock and Roll Marathon. I will tell you, the morning hours are trending to be drier, just a little breezy, wind speed around 20 miles per hour. The afternoon, a few pop-up showers cannot be ruled out in the forecast. And then we'll take our way into the next week, still in the 80s as well.
All right, Greg, thanks so much. Steer clear of traffic right now as we approach 7 o'clock. You all know we're getting to the height of rush hour here in the mid-state. This is I-65 at Trinity Lane, backed up as per usual. This is what we would consider just a common occurrence in your morning commute north of Nashville. We're following a pretty significant backup on Vietnam Veterans Boulevard coming in from Sumner County this morning. You'll want to go ahead and check a detour for that. You could take Main Street, Gallatin Pike to get in. Also, big backups coming in on I-40 out near Hermitage. We'll get a complete look at your steer clear traffic and any detours you might need in minutes.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Now on Fox 17 News this Tuesday morning, the school voucher bills are dead for the year. That's according to Governor Bill Lee. We're going to hear more on what's in store for school choice right here in Middle Tennessee.
Later today, lawmakers are expecting to hear more on the bill that would arm teachers across Tennessee. Coming up, I'll have all those details.
And a breaking news update this morning as Metro police are now searching for a teenager suspected in a deadly shooting that took the life of a California rapper who was here in Nashville.
A lot to get to, but we do want to start by saying thank you for waking up with us here on a Tuesday morning. For Fox 17 News, I'm Erica Glover.
And I'm Jennifer Waddell. Yes, glad to be your live local news source through 9. Let's get straight to the local breaking news updates we have for you. Metro police right now searching for the teenager you see behind us. He's accused in the deadly shooting over the weekend. Police now say Adrian Cameron Jr. was out on bond in a criminal homicide case from 2021, and he had cut off his ankle monitor right before Saturday's deadly shooting.
And we now know that detectives are looking for this man, so take a look here at your screen. 19-year-old Adrian Cameron Jr. We're also now learning on Fox 17 News that Cameron, as you mentioned, Jen, was out on bond for the September of 2021 murder of Josh Evans. And as part of his bond conditions, Cameron was on an ankle monitor. Police say information, though, from that ankle monitor shows that it was cut off shortly after Saturday's shooting.
And the victim who died, Christopher Cheeks, as we first reported yesterday, is well known in the music industry as a rapper from California. Other musicians like Justin Bieber were sending their condolences on social media over the last 24 hours regarding his death. As we get more information, and by the way, if you have any information about Cameron's whereabouts, please call Crime Stoppers and we'll keep you updated.
At 7:02, we have continuing coverage as some Tennesseans are trying to convince state lawmakers not to pass a bill that will let teachers carry guns on campus. Now, this does come after students and others were outside protesting at the state capitol yesterday and last week.
Yes, so the bill is now on today's agenda in the House. For the latest, we send it out to Fox 17 News reporter Karen Aguilar. She's live in front of the Capitol.
Good morning, Jen and Erica. Lawmakers are expected to hear arguments on the bill that would arm teachers across Tennessee, and it's going to be discussed on the House floor behind me here at the Capitol. The House session would be starting at 1 this afternoon. Yesterday, a group of students organized a protest outside the Capitol while a Covenant mother handed over a petition against the bill to lawmakers. Sarah says she is for adding armed officers in schools, but doesn't want to put that responsibility on teachers.
Everyone's been very respectful when I've chatted about it. Senator Bailey did add in some of the things that I had asked him to. He added in a requirement for field training, that a principal would be notified. I do appreciate the receptiveness for that. I didn't get a chance to meet with Representative Williams until pretty close to the end of session, so I feel like that didn't give a lot of time to adjust the bill or do that, but I hope that he is still open to it.
Lawmakers in favor of the bill say if it passes, it would make schools safer in the case of an active shooter entering a school. The bill would require teachers and staff to go through intensive training, pass a mental health evaluation, and a background check. Last week, a former teacher told Fox 17 News she's for it with the proper training.
The school's ability to respond in a timely manner is going to be the #1 indicator on the ability to save lives. So the unfortunate reality is you don't have time to just sit and wait for police to arrive, because by the time they get there, the majority of the killing is already done.
Again, that House session begins today at 1. with lawmakers discussing the bill to arm teachers, and the bill has already passed in the Senate. Reporting live in front of the Capitol, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
7:04 and taking a look at what is new this morning in the forecast. As we're getting up here on this Tuesday morning, we'll have seasonal afternoon temperatures are back into the low to middle 70s this afternoon, right where we should be this time of the year. Bit of a chilly start to the morning will take us to those 70s pretty quickly though. So right now, right side of your screen, we're still in the 40s, a bit cool just to begin the day. Highs back to normal. A few weak showers overnight tonight into very early tomorrow morning. Most of that, if not all the rain, will be during the dark hours. So we're talking about from sunset through sunrise. We're all clear. No problems when it comes to Code Red. 46 degrees and sunny. We'll take our way on the bus here to school. Here's a lot of our buses finishing up their morning routes. We'll have the first bell at 50 degrees after school. 74, not a bad place to be. Any after school sports, we'll see our temperatures in the 70s and then 60s. Just a little bit of cloud cover, nothing to worry about in our forecast until we turn the lights out. And then we will have that chance for a few showers that will pinpoint on future track and carry you into a weekend where I have changed the timing of rain for Saturday and Sunday.
All right, everyone, let's get to your steer clear traffic out there. Let's get started here at I-24 at Alvaton Road. This is down there in Smyrna. You can see that tractor trailer. I've been talking about this all morning, but if you just look at the bottom of your screen now, you can see the leftovers of it. That tractor trailer crushed overnight in a crash that happened around 10 o'clock, and now authorities are on the scene trying to finish clearing that up. At one point, they had a lot of lanes shut down. Now they've got everything open except for the outside lane there where people are just moving over, as the law says, because law enforcement and emergency crews are on scene. You can use Highway 41 as the best way to steer clear. Here are your drive times right now. Coming in, Clarksville is the best drive of the morning, just over an hour and 15 minutes coming in from, or hour, really an hour and 24 minutes coming in from Murfreesboro, 37 minutes in from Hendersonville.
Justin, thank you. After the break, some state lawmakers want to study the impact on illegal immigration to Middle Tennessee.
Yeah, but there are some people who feel like the state is aimed at the wrong thing. We've got
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Tennessee Home Buyers.
7:09 is the time. So how much does the state of Tennessee spend on illegal immigration? Well, that is a question that a new law is seeking to answer. That law would ask the state to produce an annual report of how much of your tax dollars is spent on arresting and eventually deporting people who are not here legally. Now, this has caused great disagreement on both sides of the issue, and at times things got a little awkward and passionate.
Again, to the sponsor, why is it that you want to feed into this narrative of trying to portray immigrants with criminal activity? Why do we continue to fall into this rhetoric? And what does it serve to make our state safer? How does it make our state a better place to be? And do you disagree that it is racist in nature? To the sponsor.
Representative McCalman.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, I'm not going to give that question the time of day. Instead, I'm going to say that this simply generates a report of people who have committed crimes within this state to assess at how much it is costing Tennessee taxpayers. There's nothing beyond that.
Well, the Tennessee National Guard is down in Texas right now, helping to assist with trying to control the amount of people who cross the border illegally. Other news from the worlds of politics this morning. There is a bill to increase the punishment for attacking an officer that is now making its way through the state legislature. It is House Bill 1881. It's also called the Back the Blue law. It would enact harsher consequences for assaulting law enforcement officers. The punishment would increase from a misdemeanor to a felony. Offenders would also serve a mandatory 60-day sentence and get a $10,000 fine. Now, if approved by the Senate and signed on by the governor, the bill will take effect coming up on July the 1st. We do have a continuing coverage this morning as a school choice debate here in Tennessee is coming to an end, at least for this session. A major development in the journey for the school choice bill yesterday as Governor Bill Lee announced that the voucher bill is not going to move forward, at least not this year. Now, the debate continued not just between parties, but within the parties as well. Republicans could not agree on the exact language of the bill. There were 3 different versions of this bill at one point: the governor's version, the House of Representatives version, and the Senate's version. None of them were able to really pass. Governor Bill Lee plans to reintroduce this for the next session, which will get started in January of 2025. He's hoping to get more support next time. We're new this morning. Baseball coming back to Tennessee State University. The Tennessean is reporting that President Glenda Glover, along with the athletic director Mickey Allen, has confirmed that the sport will be returning to the HBCU as soon as 2025. Now, this is in order to remain Title IX compliant. The school will also add women's soccer, swimming, and diving. TSU's baseball program was shut down after the 1993 season because of a lack of funding, and remains shut down since then.
Coming up next in your Code Red forecast, warming trend into the upcoming weekend. We've got 2 small chances for rain, but one of them does come over those weekend hours. We'll pinpoint what that means for your plans in a few minutes.
We'll also get you an update with steer clear traffic on I-40 at Donaldson Pike. It looks like smooth sailing, but it's not. Major problem close to the airport. We'll tell you more about it. And a historic vote out of the state of Tennessee.
Powerful law firm on your side, one with a proven record of success. And it means the peace of mind of never paying us a fee unless we get money for you. Get Hughes & Coleman and get it done.
Good morning, 7:15 on the dot right now.
The NFL draft kicks off in Detroit Thursday, but back here at Nissan Stadium is a different kind of draft with a roster that includes mentors who are making a difference.
Yes, and so this morning we're talking about Big Brothers Big Sisters and Emily Lara with that group right here in Middle Tennessee, here to talk about, well, first of all, we got an event coming up Thursday that coincides with the NFL draft. Tell us what y'all are doing.
Yes, we have the big draft coming up at Nissan Stadium with the Tennessee Titans. It's part of the Inspire Change Initiative, and so they've partnered with Big Brothers Big Sisters, and we're here to draft bigs. Our volunteers are our bigs, and we're here to recruit mentors. We have over 150 kids on the wait list, so we need mentors.
It's a big event, and Big Brothers Big Sisters of Middle Tennessee does so much in the community. Talk about your experience. You're a sports buddy. What is that?
I'm a sports buddy, so I'm a big in our sports buddies program. My little is Soraya, and it's an awesome program. It's all around sports, activities, going to sporting events, and so yeah, it's so much fun. And so I just got matched recently, and so it's been like the highlight of my life so far. It's been a lot of fun.
What would you say to someone who might be thinking about volunteering in this way?
I would say do it. The biggest ask is to show up consistently for a young person. If you have the desire to, make a positive change in a young person's life, then do it. And the time commitment, that's important. But for sports buddies, it's 2 Saturdays a month for 6 months.
Okay.
So it's doable. It's fun. You get to go to a Sounds game. We played flag football last Saturday. We taught the boys how to throw the ball, so we we had a good time.
And Thursday's event over at Nissan Stadium, it does include some pretty big, heavy hitters.
It is. It's
some of the Titans players come out.
Yeah, so we're really excited. We are going to be at the draft party with the Tennessee Titans. They've invited us to come, and they've invited everyone to come. So
wonderful.
There'll be players. The kids get to go out on the field. The draft will be shown on the big screens. So if you do plan to come, go onto the Titans website and register just so they can count you. But it's a free event, so we're hoping everyone's there. Big Brothers Big Sisters will be everywhere. So come see us about learning more about our programs and how you can be a big.
Well, Emily, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you so much for your service with Big Brothers Big Sisters.
Thank you, and you as well.
And
you're part of the big family.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, 7:17 is the time right now. Let's send it on over to Greg and get a forecast. Greg, overall, things are looking really good the rest of the week weather-wise.
They really can't get much better during at least the daylight hours. A couple showers overnight tonight, but that's going to be while you're asleep. Taking a look today, we get back into the 70s very quickly. Lunchtime puts us to 72 by 1 p.m. This morning, temperatures are already climbing. We're still a little cool. Don't get me wrong, until 9 o'clock, it will not be necessarily comfortable. Tons of sunshine, though. A really easy start. Birds are already chirping outside, and we're kicking off the day here dry once again. Tomorrow, this is deceiving. It has a bar with some rain here for upcoming precip chances. It takes into account the entire day from midnight to midnight. That rain will be out of here by about 6 o'clock tomorrow morning at the latest in the Nashville area. We take a look at Friday and Saturday, moving into Sunday. Pop-up stray showers. Not a whole lot happening here. Very stagnant weather pattern, and we'll take it. Last week we had a bunch of code red days in a row. Nighttime storms, daytime storms back and forth. Today, sunshine. Here's overnight tonight, 11 p.m. into the rest of the overnight. Everything weakens as it gets here. Not much we have to worry about. It's not going to be one of those days where we have to wake up and worry about thunderstorms on the radar slowing us down. Maybe a patch or two of wet pavement, and that's going to be it. Look at the 7-day. I mean, look at the 7-day. Literally, look up at the 7-day. 74 degrees today, 75 tomorrow and on Thursday. Gorgeous days. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all in the lower 80s. Now, we do have the big St. Jude Rock and Roll Marathon. It's going to be on Saturday morning. Yesterday morning, I had indications there could be a few storms during the marathon itself. I've changed my perception of rain with what I see this morning. We'll break down that change for you coming up in the next Check Your Forecast.
Steer clear traffic gets us to I-65 at Moore's Lane. That's on the south side of town. You can see there traffic moving. However, it is starting to bunch up a bit as you make that drive in from Franklin and from Williamson County. So heads up as you make that drive in from places like Spring Hill, from Columbia, out there at Thompson Station. This is all part of your drive, perhaps up I-65. You can use Franklin Pike to steer clear if you don't like what you see. Here's I-65 on the north side there on Trinity Lane. You can always use Ellington Parkway to steer clear of this. We're also watching things near the airport. Turns out there's a portion of Donaldson Pike that is shut down right now, not on the interstate, just Donaldson Pike itself. As you try to get your way towards the airport, we'll update you on that shortly.
Justin, thank you. 7:19 is your time right now. Continuing coverage of the unionization of the Chattanooga Volkswagen plant. We have leaders for the UAW who are now detailing their next steps. The UAW Region A Director Tim Smith explains.
Every worker in that plant will have an opportunity to fill out a survey. What do they want to see changed? You know, it could be attendance policies, wages and benefits, vacation. It could be a variety.
Well, coming up next, Smith, who you just heard from, is going to work with leaders to elect an election committee. Smith says it is going to be a while before collective bargaining begins, and when that time comes, a survey will go out to Volkswagen employees asking those important questions.
At 7:20 right now, just want to say good morning to you. Hope your day's off to a great start. Couple different live looks here, letting you know that we give you traffic and weather updates about every 5 minutes, live through 9. So make sure you stick around, as we'll be your only live local news source for that time.
And 12 South residents concerned over...
During the Sprint sales tax holiday, we'll pay your sales tax or give you 4 years no interest. That's on top of great prices. It's going on now at Sprint's.
7:23. Welcome back. Taking a look at your forecast, and I mentioned changes to the weekend a few moments ago. Let's take a look here. This is your Saturday. We do have the St. Jude Rock and Roll Marathon. Now, first of all, note road closures. If you are running in this marathon, make sure you know what you're getting into. 68 degrees will be your temperature at 7 o'clock. 72 at 10 a.m. Fairly on the cloudier side and also breezy. Wind out of the south, 10 to 20 miles per hour, mainly dry. Now, I use the word mainly because yesterday we had indications there could be some morning showers and thunderstorms. A lot of the signs here that we're seeing today are that those showers and maybe even a quick pop-up storm are pivoting toward the afternoon. Early afternoon, so again, not completely in the clear, but at least this time frame, 7 to 10, looking much better than it did 24 hours ago. If you want to track along with us throughout the week or any week, or get severe weather alerts while you're asleep, get the Fox 17 Code Red Weather app. You just scan the QR code right there, go to the App Store or Google Play Store. Coming up in the 7:30 half hour, we have other events happening around town this weekend. We'll take a look at a couple of those, and also the forecast tonight if you want to go to the Preds watch party here in Nashville.
Steer clear traffic for you. Let's get going at 7:24. This is a live look here at I-40 at Spence Lane, just east of downtown. You can see there traffic moving along very nicely, other than the fact we do have some congestion building up. As you make that drive in, grab those sunglasses before you get out the door this morning. Here's 65 at Trinity Lane on the north side. Things also starting to get a little slow up there. You can take Trinity Lane, not Trinity Lane, but Dickerson Pike, or the Ellington Parkway area. That is going to be the best way to steer clear.
7:25 at noon this morning. Construction in the 12 South neighborhood raising concerns for parents and even for lawmakers.
Fox 17 News' Peyton Muse joins us live right now in the 12 South neighborhood with the very latest on this story.
Good morning, Justin and Jen. So right behind me, you can see the construction that's going on, and around the block is Waverly Belmont Elementary School, and Metro Nashville Public Schools says that they've heard concerns from parents regarding their kids walking or even biking to school.
12th Avenue South, a busy street, a walkable street with shops and restaurants nearby. Some parents even walk their kids to school in this neighborhood. House Democratic Representative John Ray Clemens says he noticed this when walking his kid to school.
We have this enormous developer on 12th Avenue South, and I guess they allowed them to close down the entire roadway. And so, you know, if that needs to be done, it needs to be done. I don't understand doing that during rush hour.
Rep. Clemens says the problem is the detour route, which goes down a small side street that runs along the elementary school. And if parents were notified of the closure beforehand, that would have helped.
If they had known that volume of traffic was going to be going in and around that school, they would have probably walked their kids to school or helped them, you know, make sure they're safe in some way.
MNPS says it's heard safety concerns from parents whose children walk or bike to school. And so far, students are able to come to class on time, and the district is in contact with NDOT. Rep. Clemens says if parents were notified about the road closure, that's one thing. But a solution for this is a different detour.
They could set that detour up on Woodmont Boulevard and send people over to 8th Avenue. They could send people down 21st.
NDOT says it understands closures can be a disruption, and construction work hours are based on different factors. And this site is in a residential neighborhood. The company is in compliance as construction is allowed from 7 a.m. until 7 p.m., 6 a.m. to 8 for the summer months.
NDOT says that the traffic control is on site and they're willing to work with permit holders if any issues come up. Reporting live in 12 South, Peyton Muse, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Peyton, thank you very much. 7:27 is the time right now. We've got a look at the East Bank development in the heart of downtown Nashville and why one lawmaker says oversight for that development is important to keeping promises to taxpayers.
This city's cultural adventures will leave you spellbound. Plan your trip at charlottesgotalot.com.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Now on Fox 17 News this Tuesday morning, the Oversight Board for the East Bank development is one step closer to becoming a reality. We're going to talk about why the sponsor says the bill is necessary.
Checking in on a forecast here, starting off with some sunshine, a little bit warmer day by day. We do have 2 chances for rain. One of them will impact part of your weekend. I hope you plan around that coming up in your forecast.
Steer clear traffic at 65 at Trinity Lane there on the north side. Looking pretty average, but there is a section of town that you're going to want to update on in Donaldson. I'll take you there.
Looking nice and sunny out there. Thank you so much for joining us here on a Tuesday morning for Fox 17 News. I'm Erica Glover.
And I'm Jennifer Waddell. Glad to be your live local news source for the next hour and a half. We've got you covered through 9. And new this morning, a bill that would create an East Bank Development Authority is now one step closer to becoming reality.
Well, the Tennessee Senate passed this particular bill yesterday, and this bill creates an oversight board for Nashville's East Bank Development Project, and there's a lot to be developed over there. According to this bill, the board would have the power to acquire, develop, improve, and maintain all projects connected to the East Bank.
Now, the sponsor of the bill is Senator Heidi Campbell. She says this board would benefit everybody involved.
All of us are Tennesseans, and the East Bank Authority is the best way to protect our taxpayer investment. And we can all disagree on many things, but when it comes to the people we mutually represent, we can also come together. And I think this bill demonstrates that.
You know, another interesting sticking point in this proposal was whether they could come in with eminent domain to take land for development. So that's being addressed. Members of the board would be appointed by the mayor, Metro Council, and the commissioners of economic development and tourism. The bill now heads to the State House.
At 7:32, we have continuing coverage because some Tennesseans are now trying to convince our state lawmakers not to pass a bill that would let teachers carry guns on campus.
This comes after students and others protested the bill outside of the state capitol yesterday. It is now on today's agenda in the House, and there are others, of course, who say this is one step toward more safety in the classroom by allowing this if teachers chose to participate. Fox 17 News reporter Karen Aguilar joining us live in front of the Capitol with both sides of the debate.
Good morning. Despite a group of students walking up these steps and gathering outside of the Capitol behind me to protest the arming teachers bill, and even a Covenant school mother showing up with a petition with thousands of signatures on it against the bill, it's still expected to be heard later today. Actually, this afternoon, the House session begins at 1. Sarah, the Covenant school parent, had one child inside the school the time the shooter went in and killed 6 people. The bill aims to make schools safer, as you mentioned, but she says she doesn't feel that it would do that. She wants this opposition taken seriously before the bill gets discussed in the House floor later today. She tells us more about her mission.
It's not anti-SRO. I do support armed security in schools. I know some people do not. I personally do. I couldn't send my son to school anymore without that. I'm just asking that we please not put that burden on our teachers.
The bill would require teachers and staff to go through intensive training, pass a mental health evaluation, and a background check. Last week, a former teacher told Fox 17 News she is for it with the proper training.
School's ability to respond in a timely manner is going to be the #1 indicator on the ability to save lives. So the unfortunate reality is you don't have time to just sit and wait for police to arrive, because by the time they get there, the majority of the killing is already done.
Again, the House session begins at 1 today to discuss that bill that is causing so much controversy and opposition with members of the community. Now, the bill has already passed in the Senate, so we're waiting to find out what comes out of this session today, and we'll let you know what happens when we find out. Reporting live in front of the Capitol, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
7:34, waking up with temperatures already climbing. We're in the 40s right side of your screen. They'll be up all the way through 9 o'clock, all the way to 70s later on this afternoon. A little chilly, but wasn't frosty this morning, so that's good news for us. And we are heating up across the board. There's not a day in the 7-day forecast cooler than 74 degrees for the afternoon. Not bad. Maybe some rain that does move in for us overnight tonight into tomorrow, but not enough to put us into a code red threat level. We'll keep it all clear for code red for all of this week. Here we are. Looks beautiful outside. Still a decent coat this morning before the afternoon does bring us that warmer air. We're holding on to 46 right now in Nashville, but only at 41 in Murfreesboro, McMinnville, and Tullahoma. You get the idea. The cool start doesn't matter for the afternoon. And overnight tonight, if you don't catch a shower, look for the April full moon, the pink moon. It'll be at its peak at 6:49 later on this evening, and that is today. Again, this is the April full moon. It was great last night if you had a chance to catch it. The first full moon that we have had since the total solar eclipse we saw earlier this month.
All right, everyone, steer clear traffic. Let's get you the very latest happening near the airport. This is a tweet put out a little while ago by the Nashville International Airport. It says because of a traffic accident, the northbound lanes of Donaldson Pike are going to be closed. So please take an alternate route to BNA at the I-40 entrance ramp. Safe travel. So what they're talking about is not the interstate itself. If you normally take the interstate to get to BNA, you're fine. We're talking about the area beside the interstate on I-40 there. If you're coming from Murfreesboro Road, the call waiting area that they've installed, taking that route to the airport is going to be shut down for a little bit. So they're going to have to work some ways through that. Take Murfreesboro over to Briley over to 40. That's going to be your best way to steer clear of that. Outside, not too far away from that, is I-40 at Spence Lane. Things crawling along at a bit of a standstill. Your drive times, all of them pretty high right now. Franklin at 48 minutes. Murfreesboro, an hour and 25 minutes. Hendersonville, almost an hour coming down from Sumter County.
Justin, thank you. 7:36 is the time right now. Listen to this, parents.
$89 a month, or get 3.89% APR or 1,000 bonus cash. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Eurostone.
Fox 17 News covering breaking news this Tuesday morning. Patriots owner Robert Kraft says that he is now pulling his support for Columbia University amid what he describes as anti-Semitic violence at the university. Well, if you didn't know, Robert Kraft graduated from Columbia on a full academic scholarship. Last week, though, more than 100 people were arrested at a pro-Palestine rally right outside of the school. Look at these tent cities set up.
All classes were held virtually yesterday, which also marked the first day of the Jewish holiday of Passover. The American Association of University Professors also submitted a resolution to censor Columbia University's president, accusing her of violating the wishes of faculty and students by bringing armed police on campus.
Erica, thank you. Yeah, I mean, and the fact that, they're telling Jewish students, we can't protect you here. You should not come to class and stay home. It's just another piece of that story that is continuing to unfold. All right, taking a look here in Tennessee at politics. Our House has now approved a bill that would allow parents to be fined if their children commit 2 criminal offenses.
Now, the Senate has already passed this bill, and the governor, Bill Lee, must now decide on whether or not he wants to sign this particular piece of legislation. Now, a judge could fine parents or legal guardians up to $1,000 if their children are responsible for committing a second criminal offense. Judges could also order parents to pay back law enforcement expenses as well. Those who can't pay could be ordered to perform community service.
All right, so those in favor of this bill say that it could help hold families accountable for what their children are out there doing. Opponents claim working parents wouldn't be able to pay the fines. To Justin's point in the mention here, there would be alternatives. John Gillespie of Memphis put this forward. He says state officials told him the legislation would not apply to foster care parents. But when Democrats asked for that exception to be written into the bill, reportedly, Gillespie refused. This is a hot topic, and a lot of you are talking about it already this morning. In fact, we've been hearing from you over on our Fox Nashville Twitter account, more than 230 votes just in the last couple of hours, when we asked, do you think parents should be fined for their child's criminal offense?
60% of you say yes. Another 40% of you say no. If you want to weigh in for yourself, you can do so by scanning that QR code. You grab your phone, you open up the camera, scan that QR code right there, and it will take you over to our poll. You can also get there by going to Fox Nashville. That is going to be the very latest of how you are able to chime in over there on our social media accounts. Well, coming up, we've got the very latest with your steer clear traffic at I-24 at Hickory Hollow Parkway. A bit of a slow drive in from Antioch. We'll tell you the best ways to steer clear.
And a gorgeous Tuesday on tap here weather-wise. A live look from downtown Nashville to kick off your April 23rd. We'll join our Code Red meteorologist Greg Bobus in just a few minutes to get a deeper dive on your forecast.
Plus, the struggle between accountability and overreach. We're going to take
water filtration systems.
Thank you so much. I win.
Call the happy face truck today.
Good morning and welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. Time right now 7:45. We have an update now after a fire rips through an apartment complex in Nashville.
Yeah, we do have the cell phone video right here. Take a look at this. This video given to us by Zolmi Mendoza showing flames spewing from the windows and the roof of at least one apartment. This is a complex on Glastonbury Road that is near the airport. Goodness, the fire crews thankfully were able to get this under control. They say fairly quickly, but no doubt a lot of devastation for that family impacted there. We're continuing to update this story because we were trying to figure out just how many families are now displaced.
Sure.
We'll get some more updates and be sure to share those details on fox17.com.
And new this morning in our local headlines, Nashville's mayor speaking out on the future of police accountability in Nashville. This comes as the city's watchdog agency hires an attorney to help them battle access to citizen complaints.
It's a story Fox 17 News' investigative reporter Kelly Avellino has been following since a new state law went into effect aiming to limit the reach of police oversight boards right here in Tennessee.
Well, guys, Metro's Community Review Board, which oversees citizen complaints on alleged police misconduct or excessive force, has hired its own attorney to help them in an ongoing back and forth with Metro Police. The board says since that law went into effect last summer, they've largely been in limbo in their ability to vet complaints and review MMPD's internal investigation on those complaints. Now, Metro Police and city attorneys say that the new law no longer allows the police department Department to give the board access to much of their internal investigations, things the board used to get, like reports, body cam video, and witness interviews. Police citing confidentiality reasons involving this new law. The Community Review Board, however, believes this can all be solved with an in-writing agreement to make sure that the board simply just doesn't give any of those documents to the public, as has always been the case. Now, for months, the Community Review Board has said they're at a stalemate with police, only able to review MMPD's final summary on any given complaint. The mayor speaking to the board last night and then to Fox 17.
But I'm ultimately very optimistic that we can get to a memorandum of understanding that says, here are the conditions that the CRB will receive information. Here are the conditions where the MMPD will transmit that information, and everybody's working in good faith, and the process of civilian oversight plays out in a way that ultimately builds trust.
The next steps here, there will be a meeting between the mayor, the police chief, and the Community Review Board. The mayor really having to set the tone for those upcoming negotiations over what documents the board will ultimately have access to. A lot of differing opinions on interpreting this new law. I can tell you attorneys for both sides will be there, and you can bet this will take several meetings to reach a path forward. I'm Kelly Avellino for Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Okay, Kelly, thank you so much for that update.
We have more headlines this morning when it comes to politics in our state. Democratic Representative Justin Jones is going to have to wait until May 2nd to find out whether his name will appear on the August primary ballot.
Well, we do understand that the Nashville representative that we're talking about here, Nashville lawmakers, are going to have a qualifying petition containing 26 signatures, just one more than is required by law. One of his signatures has been ruled invalid because the person lives in another district. 10 others are also in question. The Metro Election Commission met in special session yesterday to set the rules for the hearing to determine whether Jones gets on the ballot.
All right, so he and the Republican challenger Laura Nelson have until Wednesday to provide the commission with evidence that they plan to present. The plan is for the commission to then set the August ballot by May 3rd.
All right, we'll keep updating that story. But check this out. One of our own Fox 17 News reporters, Caitlin Miller, well, she is a pickleball champion.
Yes, she is. If you've been watching our morning show for the last year or so, you would know that she really picked up on this. She was on a pickleball reality show as well not long ago. So our own Caitlin Miller came home with 3 medals. She had a gold in the women's doubles, a silver in another women's doubles event, and then she got bronze in the mixed doubles. And all of her partners are from right here in Tennessee. So again, this was at the U.S. Open Pickleball Championship down in Florida. Caitlin credits her success to Nashville's competitive and supportive pickleball community.
We are so proud of her. So Caitlin, go. Caitlin, go.
Rockstar.
Have you played pickleball yet?
At the house, yeah, we have a little net that we can put in the driveway and the paddles. It's fun.
I haven't tried it yet.
I'm just afraid I'm going to, twist a knee.
We don't need any kind of injuries
here.
That's right.
We
need you on the morning news. Thank you.
I twisted knee getting out of bed. If I did that, I had no shot. I'm not cooking in the kitchen, as I think they say, right? It is the kitchen.
I don't think anybody says that. Who says that?
No, kitchen is a reference to pickleball.
I get it.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Who's still? Okay, go ahead, Greg.
Who says half the stuff that I say?
The dink, right? Isn't another pickleball word the dink?
No.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Cooking in the kitchen and the dink.
Not to be confused with a sink.
And here we go. It's 7:50 on a Tuesday morning. We've only been on air since 4 a.m., so sometimes, a word catches your mind. Taking a look. Forecast is great. We've got sunshine right now. We're already trying to warm up. Temp's going to go from the 40s right now. We're at 46 in Nashville. They're also on the right side of your screen during the entire newscast, all the way up to the 70s later on this afternoon. Really a good-looking forecast overall. Taking a look going forward 3 days in a row in the low to middle 70s. I want to talk nighttime temperatures because they will get better. Yesterday morning we had the frost. This morning we're cold. Tomorrow morning about 5 to 10 degrees warmer. And then look at the upcoming weekend. 82, 3 days in a row. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And the nighttime temperatures, Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday night are all going to be in the mid-60s. There will be a few showers after sunset tonight, so between sunset and then sunrise tomorrow morning, a few showers will be on the radar. And then there's a chance for a few isolated showers for the upcoming weekend. We'll timeline those for you in the next check of your Code Red forecast before we get to the beginning of the 8 o'clock half hour.
All right, steer clear traffic. Let's get you to I-24 at Harding Place there on the Antioch area. As you make that drive into town, you can see it there for yourself. Traffic is moving, but, you know, starting to get delayed just a little bit. Some minor delays here and there with some stop and go. Nothing out of the ordinary. Really congested out there today from just basically all directions. Whether you're coming in from Franklin at 48 minutes up I-65, an hour and a half basically coming out of Murfreesboro, 52 minutes out of Hendersonville. All of these times are slightly higher than usual. You know, there's a high end and a low end. These are the high ends of the average for just about every single one of these destinations.
All right, looking ahead, we're talking about Mother's Day. Mark your calendars. You could win some extra money for mom by playing our Mother's Day Mania contest.
Yeah, so this is a trivia contest where if you get the question right during the daily question, you could win that $100 prepaid debit card. It starts Monday. So not today, not the rest of this week. Monday is when you'll want to be watching our morning show. And this isn't only a morning show thing. So watch the morning show, get the question of the day answered correctly, and you could win that $100 prize. Plus, you would be entered to win the $5,000 weekly drawing. So again, this is the Mother's Day Mania Trivia Contest starting Monday right here on Fox 17 News this morning. By the way, you do not have to be a mom in order to win.
By the way, Mother's Day is Sunday, May 12th. Okay, just ahead, a new program at the Frisk Art Museum that is aiming to showcase that everyone can participate. We're going to explain these details.
At 7:53, a live look into downtown Nashville. Did you know Tim McGraw will be in concert here Thursday? He's coming to Bridgestone Arena. I just noticed they've still got tickets available as low as $69 if you want to see Tim McGraw.
Cars, SUVs, trucks, vans are all in stock. Drive KBB.com's best value brand now with payments from $239 a month. Search your local Honda dealer today.
Well, Thursday on Fox 17 News at 9, an issue putting all of our safety at risk. We're talking about violent criminals released on low or no bond.
Some of them going right back out to commit even worse crimes. Anton Rucker, for example, a man with a long violent criminal history, out on bond in Rutherford County, is accused of opening fire in a busy Nashville restaurant Easter Sunday. One person died in that gunfire. Experts say this is just one example of many cases like this happening in Tennessee.
He was a felon. He was carrying a weapon. He had a long criminal history. Why are we letting him back out on the street? Because that's his job. His job is violence, addiction, chaos, and victimization. That's his job.
So looking ahead to Thursday night, our own Dennis Ferrier will begin to paint the startling picture with example after example of how our system is failing public safety in Middle Tennessee. It's our Fox 17 News investigation that begins Thursday at 9 p.m.
Check this out. The Frisk Art Museum and the Tennessee chapter of the Alzheimer's Association, they are teaming up to provide dementia-friendly arts programming. This is fantastic. Yeah, the programs aim to give people living with Alzheimer's and their care partners the full Frisk experience. The first program is going to be in just a couple of weeks. It's set for May 10th, and it's truly based around the Monuments and Myths exhibit.
I love that. You know, for families who have someone with dementia or Alzheimer's, it is such a struggle, right, in many ways. And so what a great outlet.
And a great outlet for the caregivers who need a break too.
Absolutely. Hey, did you know this? Today is Bus Driver Appreciation Day. And we are taking a moment just to thank all the men and women who keep our children safe. That's right. Feel free to chime in on our Facebook page. We've got a lot of appreciation comments coming in already.
They deserve all the appreciation.
They do.
A lot of patience.
Just a couple minutes before 8 o'clock right now. Let's get a quick check of your forecast.
And we're starting off here with temperatures that are gradually inching their way closer and closer to our high of 74 later today. Warmer highs than yesterday. Rain after sunset. Today's official sunset will be at 7:28 later on this evening. You're going to be loaded with sun the first half of the day, then clouds pick up just a little bit for the evening hours. Taking a look ahead to the weekend, a few stray showers can't be ruled out on Saturday. I've taken them out of the forecast for early morning and penciled them in for early afternoon now. And even a stray storm can't be ruled out for your Sunday. I'll tell you, both days, though, going to be breezy, but warmer. Again, back-to-back 82s. Wind speeds right around 20 miles per hour for the afternoons and warm mornings. middle 60s, both of them. So we're going to go from the 30s and 40s this morning to 60s for morning temps by the weekend. You can get the Fox 17 Code Red weather app by scanning the QR code right there or going to either of the app stores depending upon your device.
Steer clear traffic for you. Let's get you started at Ellington Parkway at Cleveland Street. This is east of downtown. You can see traffic is crawling along there. No reports of an accident, just really congested traffic. And that is the word of the day out there. Less accidents, more just congested, packed traffic out there in all directions. So if you don't like Ellington Parkway, you're not going to like I-65. You may want to take Dickerson Pike instead.
Thank you, Justin. Right now, happening today, something to do with your furry friends. The Metro Water Services and Metro Parks are teaming up for a dog park grand opening. This is the Central Dog Park in Salem Town.
Now listen, I've been driving around this area wondering what is popping up.
That's
because
it.
we often run in this neighborhood.
Yeah.
All right, so they're inviting everyone to come out and celebrate, especially bring your pets. There's going to be a special ribbon cutting ceremony at 10 o'clock. Mayor Freddie O'Connell is also going to be out there. All right, Waffles. Maybe we'll go. Stay with us. Our 8 o'clock hour is starting right now.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Right now on Fox 17 News This Morning in our 8 o'clock hour, the school voucher bill's dead for this legislative session, but we're going to take a look at what else might be in store when it comes to school choice in Tennessee.
And a breaking news update this Tuesday morning. Metro Police searching for a teenager suspected for a deadly shooting.
Later today, lawmakers are expected to discuss the bill that would arm teachers and staff across Tennessee. Coming up, I'll tell you what's at stake.
2 rain chances before we get to and into the upcoming weekend. We're going to time those out for you to Code Red forecast.
Thank you so much for waking up with us here on a Tuesday morning for Fox 17 News. I'm Erica Glover.
And I'm Jennifer Waddell. Glad to be your live local news source, always here for you through 9 a.m. We want to get you updated first right now on the breaking news coming to us from Nashville as Metro Police are looking for a teenager who was accused in the deadly shooting that happened over the weekend.
Police now say Adrian Cameron Jr. was out on bond for a criminal homicide case dating back to 2021, and he cut off his ankle monitor just before Saturday's shooting.
You know, we were just talking moments ago about Dennis Ferrier's report coming up Thursday night that takes a look at that issue in particular. So this will be added to the long list of examples in Tennessee. We now know that as for Cameron Jr., detectives are looking for him. Adrian Cameron Jr., 19 years old, also learning that he was out on bond for the September 2021 murder of Josh Evans. As a part of his bond condition, Cameron was on an ankle monitor, but police say their data from that monitor shows it got cut off right around the time of Saturday's shooting.
Right now, anyone who might have some information about where Cameron could be is asked to give Crime Stoppers a call.
Right now, we have some Tennesseans who are trying to convince state lawmakers not to pass a bill that would let teachers carry guns on campus. Now, that would be optional, and it would be after training and evaluations.
Yeah, we had some demonstrators who were not at the Capitol just yesterday, but also last week. That bill is now on today's agenda, though, in the House. Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar joining us live right outside of the Capitol with both sides of this very much heated debate.
Erica, now despite those demonstrations later today, lawmakers are still expected to hear arguments on the bill that would arm teachers and staff across Tennessee, and they will be discussing it on the House floor here behind me at the Capitol. The session should be starting at 1 this afternoon. Yesterday, a group of students organized that protest outside the Capitol while a Covenant mother handed over a petition against the bill to lawmakers. Sarah says she is for adding armed officers in schools, but doesn't want to put that responsibility on teachers.
Been very respectful when I've chatted about it. Senator Bailey did add in some of the things that I had asked him to. He added in a requirement for field training, that a principal would be notified. I do appreciate the receptiveness for that. I didn't get a chance to meet with Representative Williams until pretty close to the end of session, so I feel like that didn't give a lot of time to adjust the bill or do that, but I hope that he is still open to it.
Lawmakers in favor of the bill say that it would make schools safer. The bill would require teachers and staff to go through intensive training, pass a mental health evaluation, and background check. Last week, a former teacher told Fox 17 News that she's for it with the proper training.
School's ability to respond in a timely manner is going to be the #1 indicator on the ability to save lives. So the unfortunate reality is you don't have time to just sit and wait for police to arrive, because by the time they get there, the majority of the killing is already done.
The bill has already passed in the Senate, so today's House discussion will be a big step for this bill. We'll let you know what happens. Reporting live in front of the Capitol, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
8:04, look at our forecast. We're not in code red today. We're not going to be that way at any point this week, which is good. We're going to keep that arrow right there over the all clear. We're going to boost our temperatures back up to the 70s. That's what we're tracking. Incoming warmer air day by day until we get back to the 80s in time for the weekend. In the meantime, there'll be two small chances for some rain. One of those tonight. This really weak front's going to move down to the south, and between sunset and sunrise, a few quick moving showers that'll be very light will track through the area. And then we wrap that up in time for tomorrow morning. We'll even squeeze back in some sun by mid to late morning tomorrow. Right now, that's all we've got. Plenty of it, too. Clouds will build just a touch here going in toward the afternoon. You'll see that right here in Future Track. Here's all the way through 7 p.m. That's it. Great looking day. And again, 74 degrees the high temperature. 7 p.m. to 11 o'clock overnight. These broken lines of very light rainfall do track through by the time sunset rises. We're not going to have to worry about much. I should say by the time the sun rises, we're not going to have to worry about too much. 75 degrees for your Wednesday and Thursday, low 80s. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday nighttime temperatures beautiful this weekend in the 60s.
Still clear traffic takes us over to East Nashville. This is going to be Ellington Parkway at Cleveland Street. This is where we've been watching the slow go traffic there for the last little bit, crawling its way in. If you don't like what you see, you could try to use things like I-65. Well, don't do that because it's worse than this. You can also use things like, though, Dickerson Pike. That should help you get around this a little bit there on that backup, or you can just take that extra 10 to 15 minutes like it is coming in from East Nashville. Okay, we got a bit of a parking lot happening here. I-24 Waldron Road, lot of congestion out there. We did have some earlier crashes. All of them have cleared. You're still looking at about an hour and 20 minutes coming in from Murfreesboro.
We are now working to learn more about a crash in Robertson County overnight that sent one person to the hospital. Now, take a look at the video. That car being flipped back over, extensive damage.
Yeah, you can see every airbag deployed in that car. This happened on I-65 just north of Cross Plains, and we've learned that at least one person did go to the hospital. We'll be updating you as we learn more throughout the next hour.
There are some state lawmakers who want to study the impact.
See how your business can earn the competitive advantage of accreditation. Visit bbb.org.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Mac Pest Control.
8:09 is the time. So how much does the state of Tennessee spend on illegal immigration? That is the question that a brand new bill would seek to answer. The law would say that the state has to produce an annual report of how much of your tax dollars is being spent on arresting and eventually deporting people who are here in the state of Tennessee illegally. Now, this has caused a lot of debate on both sides of the aisle.
And I just want to say to my colleagues here that there's nothing to be afraid of. There's nothing, you don't have to be afraid of brown folks. We are here together trying to build a nation that uplifts human rights and that centers the beloved community. There's nothing to be afraid of. That our friends who are coming here to this nation, just like your grandparents were welcome, we welcome them too. Bienvenido, bienvenue, welcome to the United States of America, because this is a land of immigrants. And if you don't like immigrants, then stop going to our restaurants. Stop asking them to drive your school buses and to pick your crops. Stop asking immigrants to clean your hotels and to clean this very Capitol. If you're so afraid of immigrants, then stop having them be the heart and soul of this nation that is getting things done.
Tennessee taxpayers should have a right to know where their tax dollars are going, particularly for folks who are not legally within this country, who've committed violent crimes and are sitting in our prisons and our county jails. So with that, I renew my motion. Thank you for your comments.
Well, the Tennessee National Guard is currently down on the Texas border, assisting with trying to control the amount of illegal immigrants who are crossing the border as we speak.
8:10 is the time, and lace up your sneakers. The St. Jude Rock and Roll Running Series is coming back to Nashville this weekend, all for a great cause.
It is, and we've been giving you live looks from downtown Nashville throughout the course of the morning, talking about it in advance. This year's event will feature several courses, lots of entertainment. It's one of the cornerstones of this race. It is the Rock and roll.
Yeah.
Joining us this morning is race director Erica Larson. Good morning, Erica.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Erica, I have a question. We know that it race starts on Lower Broadway. It wraps up over at Nissan Stadium. Given that we have the development down there with Nissan Stadium, are there any changes to the race route that folks need to know of?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked. So the routes, thankfully, have stayed pretty much the same that you've seen in years past. The only difference this year is the lack of parking at Nissan. So between the construction that has since broken ground over there, as well as our operational footprint, there's just no parking available over there, but there are plenty of options. We have a partnership with Old Town Trolley. You can reserve a round trip shuttle from different properties around the city, as well as Spot Hero. You can look at all the different garages and lots that are available downtown and reserve ahead of time. So it's just making sure you have a plan before race morning is crucial.
Well, Erica, it sounds like y'all have thought of just about everything when it comes to working around all that. And I guess you have to. Let's talk about the race itself. If people are maybe on the fence, you don't have to run the whole marathon, right? There are options.
Yeah, exactly. Something that we're really proud of here is that we really do have a distance for everyone. Online registration has since closed, but there's still opportunity to register. So we're taking on-site registrations at the Music City Center, which is our health and fitness expo. We are open Thursday and Friday. Our information's on the website for the hours there, and it is free and open to the public. But we have a 5K, a 10K, half marathon, a dog race, a kid race, and a 1 mile race.
Erica, can I ask you real quick?
You can really get the whole family involved.
Okay, last year, Erica, or years past, we've had folks out there with water hoses when it's really hot, and I'm planning ahead for Saturday. Are there going to be folks holding the water hoses to get us cooled off?
Yeah, absolutely. We've been keeping an eye on the forecast. We know it's going to be warm, so we put in our warm weather plan. You know, extra ice, some cooling towels, electrolytes, of course, are all over the course.
All right.
And we're just thankful that we have a great community supporting us, because sometimes people just go out on their front lawns with their own hoses and assist the runners. So,
you just never know.
We're looking forward to it.
Erica, thanks so much. Appreciate you. 8:13 is the time right now, and we want to quickly get a check in with Greg here for the forecast.
Yeah, and coming up, we'll break down everything leading up toward the weekend, but here it is, 60s to low 70s Saturday morning for race time, up to 82 by the afternoon.
Steer clear traffic takes us to I-24 Waldron Road coming in from Rutherford County. We're going to give you the latest drive times coming up in just a few.
Good morning, 8:15 is your time. This morning, a bill that would increase the punishment for attacking a member of law enforcement is now making its way through the legislature.
It's called House Bill 1881, also though called the Back the Blue Act. It would enact harsher consequences for assaulting law enforcement officers, and the punishment would then increase from misdemeanor to felony.
Yeah, offenders would also serve a mandatory 60-day sentence and get a $10,000 fine. If the Senate approves it and the governor signs it, this bill would take effect as law July 1st.
All right, we want to get you your Code Red forecast. That looks pretty good.
It does. I mean, it not only looks good, it feels good this time around. Yesterday morning was a little bit colder. This one's already getting better, and by the afternoon, 75 and sunny. Grab the sunglasses right now. You'll still want a light jacket as we're getting out the door, at least for the next 2 hours, and then everything gets better. We're back to t-shirt weather later on today. Not much of a breeze even. After sunset, there'll be a chance we could see a shower or two move into the forecast, but no rain gear needed for today. We are up and out the door with that sunshine and temperatures that are trying to climb already. Sun's been up about 2 hours, so now we're talking about a temperature of 55 by 9 a.m., 62 by 10 o'clock. There we go. Now 66 at 11. Sunshine all morning. It's just the afternoon. And then when we're getting home later today, maybe you want to wash the car. Well, today's good, tomorrow's good, and so is Thursday. Our only rain during the week is going to be between sunset and sunrise going into tomorrow morning. Everything else is nice and dry. And our dog of the day, Roscoe, sent in by the Harper family. Roscoe, you got no problem. You can go ahead and head outside for a dog walk whenever you want. Forecast this morning does get you warmer. Really quickly, I would say if it's an afternoon dog walk, all the rest of this week, make sure you have the water bottle handy. Taking a look here for the forecast going forward, 7 straight days of temperatures in the mid-70s and low 80s. Nighttime temperatures get better. No frost in the forecast anywhere. And we have changed that timing for rain on Saturday, but I don't see any thunderstorm activity until we get to Monday of next week.
Steer clear traffic out there. Let's get you over to I-40 at Fester's Lane. That's just east of downtown. As you can see, traffic crawling along here. We just finished up clearing a crash here in this area, but it doesn't mean everything is just okay now. There's still plenty of congestion out that way, so please keep that in mind. You can always take Elm Hill Pike or Lebanon Pike as a good way to steer clear east of downtown. Also looking at that crawl coming in from Rutherford County. This is going to be I-24 Waldron Road there in Laverne. So what is the drive time? Well, these are fresh out the oven for you right now. 44 minutes from Franklin, 73 minutes from Murfreesboro, 39 minutes from Hendersonville. All of these times are down from where they were about 30 minutes ago.
All right, we'll take what we can get. Justin, thank you. 8:18 right now, continuing coverage of the school choice debate right here in Tennessee.
In case you missed it yesterday, Governor Bill Lee announced that the voucher bill is dead for the year. A big update. Well, the debate continued not just between parties, but within them too.
Republicans could not agree on the language of the bill. There were 3 different versions. We had the governor's, the House, and the Senate versions, none of them able to pass. So Governor Bill Lee says he does plan to reintroduce this for the next legislative session, hoping to get some more support.
Now to continuing coverage of the unionization of the Chattanooga Volkswagen plant. Leaders for the UAW are now detailing their next steps. The UAW Region Director Tim Smith is explaining.
Every worker in that plant will have an opportunity to fill out a survey. What do they want to see changed? You know, it could be attendance policies, wages and benefits, vacation. It could be a variety.
Tim Smith there says that they're going to work with leaders to elect a committee that would then oversee how this all plays out. He says it would be a while before collective bargaining would begin. When that time comes, a survey will go out to all Volkswagen employees in Tennessee.
The struggle between accountability and overreaching.
Furniture, chat height to bar height and everything in between. Great deals on swimming pools, hot deals on outdoor kitchens. Melt away stress. Spas are priced to move. Vacation at home sale going on now at Family Leisure.
8:22 is the time here on this Tuesday morning. In some local news, Nashville's mayor is speaking out about the future of police accountability in the city. This is as the city's watchdog agency has now hired an attorney to help them battle for access to police records involving citizen complaints.
This is a story that Fox 17 News anchor Kelly Avellino has been following since a new state law went into effect, aiming to limit the reach of police oversight boards in Tennessee. So Kelly, get us up to speed here on these newest developments.
Well, guys, Metro's Community Review Board, which oversees those citizen complaints on alleged police misconduct or excessive force, has now hired its own outside lawyer to help them in this ongoing back and forth with Metro Police. Now, the board says since the law went into effect last summer, they've largely been in limbo in their ability to vet complaints and review MMPD's internal investigation on those officer complaints. Metro Police and city attorneys say that new law no longer allows the police department to give the board access to much of their internal investigations. Things the board used to get, like investigative reports, body cam video, and witness interviews. Police citing confidentiality reasons involving the new law, the Community Review Board believing this can all be solved with an in-writing agreement to make sure the board doesn't make any of those documents public, as has always been the case. Now, for months, the Community Review Board has said they're pretty much in a stalemate with police, only able to review MMPD's final summary on any citizen complaint. The mayor speaking to the board last night and then to Fox 17.
I know there was question of that. The previous MOU spelled it out that none of those documents would be shared publicly. So the question for the CRB is, can we just have that same clause in this MOU?
And I'm confident we will get to an outcome that is very similar to what we had in place previously.
It's coming up on a year and still no agreement. The new steps, there will be, or the next steps rather, there will be a meeting between the mayor, police chief, and the community board within the upcoming weeks. The mayor really here has to set the tone for those negotiations over what documents the board will have access to. There will be attorneys now on both sides, and you can bet it will take several of those meetings to reach a path forward. I'm Kelly Avellino for Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
All right, Kelly, I know you'll stay on top of it. This ongoing story that's really been unfolding now for several months. So thank you so much.
8:25, taking a look at the forecast, getting up, getting moving today. Maybe you want to get outside and just enjoy how beautiful this weather pattern is turning, and maybe a round of golf as part of that. Maybe you're waking up and going, That sounds good. Let's see if there's some tea times available. Well, if you might be able to get out there by 9 o'clock, 55 degrees, and noon tea time gets you to 69 degrees and 73 at 3 p.m. for a later round of golf. Not much wind, no rain. Pretty good looking day to get out there on the course. Today is also National Picnic Day. What does that mean for the evening? Well, we'll take 65 degrees at 5 p.m. and go all the way down to 63 at 7 o'clock. A really nice evening to just relax, maybe just kind of step back from the world for a moment, just enjoy a good meal outside. Coming up in the forecast at 8:30, we will look ahead to a Preds watch game we've got later on today. I've got my curious question for you, and we will look ahead to some changes to the upcoming weekend forecast when it comes to rain timing for Saturday for the Big St. Jude Rock and Roll Marathon.
Steer clear traffic for you this morning at 8:26. Quick look here at I-65 at Moores Lane. We were dealing with a parking lot here about 5 minutes ago. That's why I pulled this camera up, because I wanted to show everyone the slowdown. It's gone. Whatever it is that was holding things up, they have moved out of there. Good news if you're making that drive in from not just Franklin, but places like Columbia and Thompson Station and Spring Hill. We're doing much, much better on that drive down I-65. Still crawling along on I-24 at Waldron Road. Been a bit of a morning out there for Smyrna and Laverne. We had the overnight crash on I-24 near Almaville. That has now cleared up as well. We'll continue to follow things live through 9.
It's 8:26 right now. How the East Bank develops in Nashville could have an impact.
Cover it all on Fox 17 News at 5:30.
Before severe weather happens, download the free Fox 17 Code Red weather app. You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Right now on Fox 17 News This Morning, what will the future look like along the east bank of the Cumberland in downtown? Well, one lawmaker says the answer to that question depends on who's overseeing things.
And the sun takes over once again on the skyline there. You can see the temperatures going up on the right side of your screen as well. How many days in a row will string together to hit at least 80 degrees coming up in your Code Red forecast?
I-40 at Fester's Lane on the east side of downtown. Some stop and go. We'll tell you the best ways to steer clear.
Thank you so much for waking up with us here on a Tuesday morning. For Fox 17 News, I'm Erica Glover.
And I'm Jennifer Waddell. We're your live local news source through 9 a.m. So let's get you covered for the next 30 minutes before you head out the door.
Well, new this Tuesday morning, a bill to create an East Bank Development Authority is one step closer to passing. That area could look a whole lot different.
Oh my gosh, the renderings, show you what could be the future of the East Bank along the Cumberland right by the brand new Titan Stadium. So here's what you want to know. The Tennessee Senate passed a bill yesterday that creates an oversight board for this entire development project. And according to the bill, this board would have the power to acquire, develop, improve, and maintain every project that is connected to that development.
The sponsor of the bill is Senator Heidi Campbell, and she says the creation of this board would benefit everyone involved.
All of us are Tennesseans, and the East Bank Authority is the best way to protect our taxpayer investment. And we can all disagree on many things, but when it comes to the people we mutually represent, we can also come together. And I think this bill demonstrates that.
Members of the board would be appointed by the mayor, Metro Council, and the commissioners of economic development and tourism. By the way, the bill now heads to the State House.
We have some Tennesseans who are trying to convince our state lawmakers not to pass a bill that would allow teachers to carry guns on campus. This would be voluntary, and it would only be allowed after a teacher would go through specific training and evaluation. Now, we've had students walking out of their own classrooms marching to the Capitol in protest of that possibility.
Yeah, yesterday and last week. Right now, Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar is joining us live right out front of the Capitol. And Karen, you're sharing both sides of the debate and what we can expect for today.
That's right. And as you mentioned, students walked out of their classes, went up these steps and gathered outside of the Capitol behind me to protest the bill. But despite that, the bill is still scheduled to be heard on the House floor this afternoon. Sarah, a Covenant mother, also handed over a petition against the bill to lawmakers yesterday. She wants her concerns to be considered when the bill gets discussed on the House floor. She tells us more about her mission.
Schools' ability to respond in a timely manner is going to be the #1 indicator on the ability to save lives. So the unfortunate reality is You don't have time to just sit and wait for police to arrive, because by the time they get there, the majority of the killing is already done.
Like
The bill will require teachers and staff to go through intensive training, pass a mental health evaluation, and a background check. Last week, a former teacher told Fox 17 News she's for it with the proper training. She said that it would help the school respond in a timely manner when an active shooter enters the school, and that's just one side of the story. Now, the bill already passed in the Senate, and the fact that it's going to be discussed in the House floor later today is a big step for this bill. We'll let you know what happens. Reporting live from the Capitol, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Karen, thank you. Okay, the temperatures are going to increase, so Greg, give it to us hot.
Oh, we will. This entire weekend, at least 80 degrees or higher. And here's the best part, I think, about the weekend. It's not just the afternoons better, but yesterday morning we had 30s and frost. This morning, 30s and 40s. Now the weekend will have 60s as you're waking up. So no part of the day, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, will be cold anytime of that 24 hours of each 3 of those days. What's new this morning? Back to seasonal temperatures. Chilly morning with frost, no frost after yesterday. Highs back near normal. A few weak showers possible tonight. What's the timing? After sunset through around sunrise. Can't rule out 1 or 2 isolated showers in the forecast. Our South Nashville camera, things are looking pretty good for us here. 52 degrees in Nashville, 50 in Dickson, 48 in Murfreesboro, and 50 in Lewisburg. On the way to 75 degrees later today. Can't ask for much better than that. And taking a look at future track, confirming all the way through 7 p.m. nothing happens. 7 o'clock to 11, a few isolated rain showers will track into the area, and then that will bring us a few bands of some rain for the rest of the night. It gets out of here right around sunrise tomorrow morning. Clouds take a hike and we're back to the 70s again, and sunny to end the day. 7-day forecast puts us at 75 for a 3rd day in a row. Right around that 75-degree mark for Thursday. Low 80s on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And there are those nighttime temperatures that will be in the 60s this weekend.
Steer clear traffic takes you to I-24. This is on I-24 Shelby Avenue. This is going to be downtown Nashville, not Franklin, pardon the graphic. But that is where we're driving in from this morning. Things are a little bit slow there through the heart of downtown as they continue on. Now, we did have an earlier situation here with a car on the shoulder, but they were able to move that out of the way, so we're doing much better there. Here's a look at I-40 at Fester's Lane, just east of downtown, also moving along very nicely. If you don't like what you see here, you can always take things like Elm Hill Pike or Lebanon Pike as the good way to steer clear. Here's your overall drive times here, 41 minutes out of Mount Juliet into downtown, 67 minutes out of Murfreesboro, 39 minutes out of Hendersonville.
Justin, thank you. We have an update, Operation Crime and Justice update. Police are now working to identify the suspect involved in an armed robbery. This happened at a Murfreesboro 7-Eleven.
And frightening when we watch the video here, so we do want to warn you, it's going to show us in real time the surveillance video. This is a brand new 7-Eleven that just opened on Veterans Parkway Friday morning. Just opened a few days ago. They're in Murfreesboro, Veterans Parkway. The man comes in. You can see he's holding a white long gun, pointing it at staff members, demanding money, and then took off with the cash. So if you have any information that could help police solve this crime, please call Crime Stoppers, or you can call Murfreesboro Police directly.
Just ahead on Fox 17 News, a new bill wants parents to pay for their kids' criminal offenses. What do you think about this and what supporters have to say?
Fox 17 News, your only live local news source, always here for you through 9 a.m. When those other stations go to their network news, did you know?
Oh, we want this. The all-new Milo's Rewards loyalty program is here. Download the app to join, earn, and save today.
Injured? Call Morgan & Morgan. For the people.
Just about 8:40 here on Fox 17 News, and we are covering some more breaking news updates from the Supreme Court. Many people are speaking out as the Supreme Court takes up a case involving ticketing the homeless. Well, a rally broke out right there on the steps of the Supreme Court. This was yesterday. Take a look. The justices, they are hearing arguments about whether an Oregon City's ticketing of homeless people violates the 8th Amendment ban on cruel and unusual punishment. A decision for this case is expected by the end of June, so there is some time to wait. But you know, Fox 17 News, we have extensively covered the high cost of homelessness right here in Middle Tennessee. If you want to catch up on our previous coverage, go to fox17.com and search homelessness.
News in the political world this morning. Tennessee's House of Representatives has now approved a bill that would allow parents to be fined if their child commits 2 criminal offenses. The Senate already passed the bill, and now Governor Lee has to decide whether or not he wants to sign this bill or not.
All right, so basically holding parents accountable for their children's behavior. Judges could fine these parents or legal guardians up to $1,000 if the children for whom they're responsible commit a second criminal offense. So the first one, you know, they would overlook that. But if there's a second one, that's when we're looking at penalties. Judges could order parents to pay back law enforcement for their expenses. And those who could not pay could be ordered to perform community service.
So those in favor of this bill say that it could hold families accountable. But opponents say working parents may not be able to pay those fines. The bill's sponsor is a Republican representative named John Gillespie out of Memphis. He said that state officials told him the legislation would not apply to foster care parents. However, when Democrats asked that to be written into the bill, according to the reports we have, Mr. Gillespie decided to refuse that particular part of the legislation. So we want to hear from you. What do you think about this? Do you think parents should be fined for their child's criminal behavior? We've had this poll up all morning so far, around 60-40. 61% of you say yes, 62. Another 38% of you say no. If you want to chime in for yourself, you can do so by scanning the QR code right there on your screen. You can also check us out on our X account. You can find us at Fox Nashville.
8:42 your time, taking a look here out of B&A. If you've got a flight here, just check the big board. Right now, only 10 delays so far. No cancellations. We're going to be sunny throughout the entire day. Temperatures at 52 will be at 75. Weather should not be a problem as you're trying to get away later on today if the airport is part of your plan. My curious question this morning, what animal has no upper front teeth? This is a real thing. Cows, goats, giraffes, or all of the above? We'll have the answer for you as we start our next full forecast.
Very clear traffic for you this morning. Let's take a quick look outside here. I want to give you an overall view of Nashville entirely, kind of show you where the slowdowns are. If you know where you live, you can kind of see where the red starts to form there. Overall drive times have been very, very slow this morning, but starting to clear up, including this drive at 24 Waldron Road. We'll give you fresh drive times coming up in the next few minutes.
At 8:43 right now, Fox 17 News getting updates on Democratic Representative Justin Jones and his forks in the road, you could say, to try to stay on the ballot for August's primary election. We'll tell you why his efforts are being challenged.
And 12th South residents have a safety concern in their neighborhood, and it has to do
with the weight you lose. It's about everything you gain. Believe on Wegovy.
8:45 is the time when we do want to bring you some video this morning of a fire that really tore through an apartment complex, and the video is just like astounding here.
It is, and thankfully, you know, we were able to give you updates here that nobody was seriously hurt. But thanks so much to Zomi Mendoza, who sent us this video. You can see the flames coming out of the windows and the roof of at least one apartment. This is at Glastonbury Road, right over near the airport. Fire crews tell us they got this under control pretty quickly. And I mean, listen, anytime there's a report of a fire in an apartment complex, they are on it and fast. So far, no word on what caused the fire or how many people might have to find a new place to stay as a result. But we're going to continue to work to get some updates, and we'll bring them to you either right here on the air, live through 9, or at fox17.com.
We're talking about construction over in the 12 South area that is raising some concerns for parents and now lawmakers.
And our Fox 17 News reporter Peyton Muse joining us live in the 12 South neighborhood this morning to get us up to speed. What's going on there, Peyton?
Good morning, Erica and Jen. So behind me, you'll be able to see the construction. You might be able to hear some of the banging noises from the construction, but around the block is Waverly Belmont Elementary School, and Metro Nashville Public Schools says parents have raised concerns about safety for kids who walk and or bike to school.
12th Avenue South, a busy street, a walkable street with shops and restaurants nearby. Some parents even walk their kids to school in this neighborhood. House Democratic Representative John Ray Clemens says he noticed this when walking his kid to school.
We have this enormous developer on 12th Avenue South, and I guess they allowed them to close down the entire roadway. And so, you know, if that needs to be done, it needs to be done. I don't understand doing that during rush hour.
Rep. Clemens says the problem is the detour route, which goes down a small side street that runs along the elementary school. And if parents were notified of the closure beforehand, that would have helped.
If they had known that volume of traffic was going to be going in and around that school, they would have probably walked their kids to school or helped them, you know, make sure they're safe in some way.
MNPS says it's heard safety concerns from parents whose children walk or bike to school. And so far, students are able to come to class on time, and the district is in contact with NDOT. Rep. Clemens says if parents were notified about the road closure, that's one thing. But a solution for this is a different detour.
They could set that detour up on Woodmont Boulevard and send people over to 8th Avenue. They could send people down 21st.
NDOT says it understands closures can be a disruption and construction work hours are based on different factors. And this site is in a residential neighborhood. The company is in compliance as construction is allowed from 7 a.m. until 7 p.m., 6 a.m. to 8 for the summer months. And NDOT says traffic control is on site, and I actually saw them a little bit earlier ago. And if there's any problems, the NDOT, along with the permitting process, they're going to work together to try to find a solution here if anything is to come up. Reporting live in 12 South, Peyton Muse, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Peyton, thank you so much for that update. 8:49 is your time, and Democratic Representative Justin Jones is going to have to wait until May 2nd to find out whether his name will appear on the August primary ballot. Now, he has been a very outspoken member of the Tennessee legislature. The Nashville lawmakers' qualifying petition has 26 signatures. That's one more than what's required by law. But one of those signatures has been ruled invalid because the person lives in another district.
Well, 10 others are also in question. The Metro Election Commission met in a special session yesterday to set the rules for the hearing and to also determine whether Jones gets on the ballot. Now, Jones and Republican challenger Laura Nelson have until Wednesday to go ahead and provide the commission with evidence that they plan to present. The plan is for the commission to set the August ballot by May 3rd.
It's 8:50 right now. We've got a chuckle just a minute ago because one of our managers here at the station walked in and was pretty confident.
Very confident.
In his answer to today's curious question.
Yes, the curious question, what animal has no upper front teeth? Is it cows, goats, giraffes, or all the above? He went with giraffes.
Which that's what Erica and I both thought, giraffes as well.
A little earlier this morning. And
yeah.
I mean, technically you're right, but it's all of them. And the one that threw everyone off was goats.
So we were shocked to know that goats don't technically have top teeth. What is it, Greg?
They have this thing called a dental cap, so there is something there, but it's one solid piece that's attached to their skull. It isn't like teeth that can come out. So they don't have front teeth. They got this, it's strange looking. Google it. They have the eyes that do the thing, and they have the thing in the front. Goats. Taking a look here, but yeah, it's all three of them, cows as well. Taking a look, gardening forecast if you have a green thumb, 55 degrees at 9 o'clock, 69 at noon, 73 at 3 p.m. It's a good glass of lemonade, some gardening, or just a patio kind of afternoon. Taking a look here, blue sky, temperatures already climbing. We'll be at 75 later today, and there are a lot of district baseball games after school today. 73 at 5 p.m., 70 at 7, and 63 out at the ball field. Nothing to worry about. There'll be a few showers overnight tonight that we'll talk about one last time, and I'll give you one more sneak peek ahead to your weekend and your 7-day before we end here at 9 o'clock.
All right, everyone, steer clear traffic for you. Let's take a quick look here at I-65 at Briley Parkway. Well, I just picked this up a short time ago. This is going to be a crash involving multiple cars there on the shoulder as you make your way into town. So good morning out there in Madison, Hendersonville, Goodlettsville. All of you will bypass this on your way into town, and it could slow you up. This is 65 at Briley. So you can't use Ellington to get past this. You got to use either Gallatin Pike or Dickerson Pike itself. That's the best way to steer clear.
Well, coming up, the school voucher bills are dead for the year. Governor Bill Lee, though, is talking about what's in store for school choice in Tennessee. Perhaps
you've always wanted
But hurry, these toasty rays of sunshine are here for a limited time. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Continuing coverage now of the school choice debate right here in Middle Tennessee. A major development regarding the journey for the school choice bill. It happened yesterday. It was our breaking news.
It was. So in case you missed it, Governor Lee did announce that the voucher bill is dead for this legislative session. The debate really not just between parties, not just between Republicans and Democrats, but within the parties as well. There were a lot of Republicans who just could not agree on the language of a bill. And we had three versions of it. The governor's version, one in the House and one in the Senate. None of them able to pass. So Governor Lee tells us he does plan to reintroduce this for the next session, hoping to get more support that go round.
We're also talking about the East Bank because new this morning, a bill to create the East Bank Development Authority is now one step closer to passing. So what does this mean? Well, the Tennessee Senate went ahead and passed the bill, which creates an oversight board for Nashville's East Bank Development Project. Look at some of the renderings. It's going to look a lot different. According to the bill, though, this board would have the power to acquire, develop, improve, and maintain all projects then connected to the East Bank development. And the sponsor of the bill is Senator Heidi Campbell, who says the creation of the board would benefit everyone involved.
All of us are Tennesseans, and the East Bank Authority is the best way to